Hello, hello, hello. Alright, I believe we're good. Okay, so today, oh, I am on the wrong screen here. There we go. Today we're gonna go over some My Sekai stuff here. I guess this is not correct. Anyways, tips and tricks for My Sekai. This is videos for people that already finished the tutorial. I did a video when My Sekai first came out, did like a little playthrough for the tutorial portion, so you should be past that. So what to do after you finish the tutorial, and what materials you should get, what the values are, and all that stuff. Let's see my setup here a bit so camera position isn't too awkward. So the first thing is before we even get into like My Sekai, right? You wanna let me see, I have my notes here for what to go over. You want to, before we even get into My Sekai, you want to make sure for during events, because some people don't know this, your event points, let me see the cursor right here, your event points and your team actually matters on how much rewards that you get inside My Sekai. Because My Sekai, whenever you spend stamina in My Sekai gathering stuff, you get event points, character experience, character rank experience, and that stuff, right? So instead of playing songs, the rhythm game, you can actually just do My Sekai. Especially if you have the pass and everything too. For the past month, I basically haven't played the rhythm game at all. I did the daily challenge lives, and then did My Sekai, and then I'm let me see. You guys can see my rank. If I full clear and then do My Sekai, this is my rank right here. This is what I ended up with, which is pretty ridiculous. Not a fan, but it is what it is. So either way, you want to have your strongest team plus the highest event bonus. So finally, this button that says recommend, the next event is going to be Mysterious and Memoriam, the purple Memoriam, right? This is finally going to be useful, because back then, what do you call it? The game would often put in a lot of healers, right? Let me see. Oh, is this different now? That's interesting. But yeah, the game would often put in a lot of healers because they have higher BP or higher power, right? But now that is finally useful, because when you're inside My Sekai, your skills don't matter, right? So this is the highest performance stuff. Yeah, I basically have everything that I want equipped here. Hold on. Why is this not showing up properly? Okay, there we go. Yeah, see, it's sorted by performance, so everything should be the highest it is. Yeah, the only difference is the ID right here. So yeah, skills don't matter, you just want the highest highest strength and then highest event points. There is a sweet spot. Let me show you guys here real quick. There is a sweet spot because it's not when you play the rhythm game, it scales pretty like linearly. I wouldn't say linearly, but like every little bit like increases, gives you a little more points. In My Sekai, however, there is like a tier. Like if you get X amount of percentage and X amount of strength, right? It like rounds down to the nearest like event point, how much it'll give you. I'm trying to pull it up right now, and let's see. I have it retweeted on my Twitter. And then some individual made a very nice sheet. Where did it go? Did they delete it? That's awkward. Alright, hold on. Let me go into my other account here. This is awkward. Okay, you know what? I might have to... Give me a second here, this is awkward. It was just here. They must have deleted the tweet for some reason. Maybe it wasn't accurate enough? Oh no, okay. I found it. I had it tweeted on the wrong account. Okay, so here, let me show you guys. Switch over here. This is important. Yeah. So this person made a nice little chart. This individual right here. I'm sure you guys can see, or to see for me right now. yeah, this individual right here made a nice little chart. They have the little formula, right? And then this is a chart, like this is how many event percentage that you have, event bonus percentage, and this is how much strength your whole team has. So match up like however money you have. Like right now I have a 334, and then these should give, I think Miku gives 75 here, and then the other 460. 2400 for the other, 75, 325? Is that right? What is 75 plus 40? 75 minus 25, 315. So I'm in this right here, and then I'm gonna have like 315. So hopefully I get 3,500 points per like one what do you call it? One stamina used inside my Sekai. Okay, so like you might not be able to reach this like 3,500 points every every event. So generally my recommendation for like hitting a sweet spot, which should be doable if you played this game for a decent amount of time, you have a decent amount of 4 stars, etc., right? You should be able to hit the 3,000 mark pretty easily, which is roughly around 270k strength for the team and around 270 or 275 event points. So as long as you can get over that hurdle, you should get like 3,000 event points, which is like 300 the tokens for the event shop per one stamina spent. You might be wondering like how much is that in relation to like if you play the rhythm game instead. It's about half. So if you spend like 100 stamina in My Sekai, you'll get like like 50 stamina worth of event points roughly when you play the rhythm game instead. So it's not as efficient, but like if you need materials in My Sekai anyways, like you're gonna do the My Sekai anyways, just make sure your event team is as strong as it can be. So around 3,000, like here, 270,000 and 275% event bonus is what you should aim for. Otherwise the next tier up, which is fairly high, is 315 and 312 around here. So those are the recommendations. Oh, hold on. I didn't see chat. Hey, how you doing? How do you complete the use a virtual item in a virtual show? Use a virtual item in a virtual show. That's not really in the scope of this video. I'm not sure exactly which one, what you're talking about. But it depends. I think either you have to like throw. If you're very new, you probably have to go into the virtual event thingy, right? This thing, and then like throw, like use virtual coins or fragments to like, like emoji basically. Throw emojis during the show. I think that's what it is if you're super new. Hey, thanks for joining. Okay, so this is part 1. Okay, so next point is that's one thing you have to do outside of My Sekai in order for it to affect what's inside of My Sekai, right? Is your teams. So make sure that, alright, and you guys saw the chart, and you can go into that person's Twitter if you want to look at it for future references. And then the other thing that's also affects My Sekai, but it's outside of it, oops, wrong menu, is as you play the game, you're gonna get these like from the missions and stuff like that, and sometimes they even gave us like 5 of these as an apology because there was some game-breaking bug early on, like the first day or two, right? These are Rainbow Memoria, and this is where you exchange it. You go to the main menu, you go to exchange, and then you go to the Kakera exchange here, and Memoria, and then this is the third tab right here. And then this thing lets you, it's like a wild card. It lets you change it for any character you want. So there are several uses for this. You can either like exchange it for, I'm leveling Nigo Nightcord right now, so you can exchange it all for a thing for whatever unit you're trying to level up in the gate, or you can level up for like your Oshi, your #1 favorite character, and then just make plushies and stuff like that. Or another thing you can do is use it to get Memoria for characters that you don't have the gate up, so you can level up their gate while not having their gate active. We'll go into this later on, but this is the menu, and this is where you exchange it. Okay, that's all you need to know for now, and then we'll go over the rest of them later. Alright, finally we're gonna get inside My Sekai so we can start actually doing stuff inside Sekai. Okay. Man, the way I have this set up right now with the chat, it's not the most convenient. Whoa, I think that kind of messed it up, right? Alright, hold on. There we go. Alright, okay. Alright, that should be easier for me to read chat. Yeah, I use the stickers available for the virtual messages. Is it worth it to roll in the Color Fest banner? They don't have reruns or can't be buy with buying any crystal. What do you mean by Color Fest? Like, you mean the fest banners that run every like 3 to 4 months, or I think it's every 3 months? Yeah, every 3 months. The fest banners, the only way you can get fest cards is from when they have the paid rerun special gacha banners, or future fest runs, but like you can't spark for them. So if there is a fest card that you want that's new and you can spark for it, I would recommend you get it, because it's one of the harder ones to get, because you can never spark for it again unless you use like paid crystals effectively. There is a version that they do after like 3 years, but you need like 400 rolls to spark for it. So yeah. Plus fest banners is double rate, so yeah, you want to double rate. Double rate is nice. Okay, so alright, we did the event points outside, Memoria exchange menu, and then alright. So when you're going to go gather stuff, right? And get all your materials, the stamina that you get, you want to make sure you understand this stamina in the back is like a completely separate bar of stamina, and then this right here. This is the refill bar. You see how it like lets you refill like 10 bars of stamina? You can refill up to 10 bars. And the way you read it is like, if you have this plus sign, this is the refill bar. If you see the plus sign, and then this number right here, this is additional bars. So if I max it out here, as you can see, I have 1 bar, and then I have plus 9. This is x9 or times 9, right? But I feel like it's not written properly. It should be like plus 9. So you have whatever bar you see here, and then plus 9 more. So as you can see, if I refill 5, because I have 0 right now, right? 0 refill bars. If I do 5, right, I have 0 bars plus 5. Right? That's how you read it. It's kind of weird, so remember that. And then the other thing you want to pay attention is that this refill bar, right? It gets used last. So you have to use up all your refill stamina, right? And then it'll start getting into your natural regen bar. This is important because once a day at 5 a.m. Japan server time, right? This will refill to 100%. But if you like, let's say I don't play for the rest of the day and then this refills to 100%, right? It won't bleed over to the refill bar. It'll just make this thing 100%. So like all this stamina that I didn't use, it just gets wasted. So make sure you zero this stamina out, which is very important because there is if you don't do it properly, you'll have leftover stamina. And I'll show you right now and on what that means. This is a pretty good spot to do it. So if you don't do it properly, this is what happens. Let's see. This is probably easier. The nodes. These nodes, trees and the rock nodes use up 1 stamina. 1 stamina is this little tick right here. This is 1. The whole thing is 10, right? There are 10 ticks. This 1 chunk is 1 stamina. So remember that. And then watch. So I have like 3 and some change, right? And then this is why you want to be careful how you use stamina, because look at what happens. I clearly have like a little bit of stamina left, but I can't use it. And I'm gonna get into on why that is right now. Okay, so like I said, trees, like the X number of you take down a tree, that's 1 stamina. You take down the ore, that's 1 stamina, right? These barrels and like the glowing, the stuff that are on the floor. Here, I'll go to another. See, these right here, this is half a stamina. And the barrels that we saw on the other map, that's also another half stamina, right? We didn't get a colorful thing. All right, so I said the 1 tick is 1 stamina, right? This uses 0.5 stamina. Barrels use 0.5 stamina. these toolboxes and flowers use 0.2 stamina. So if you do the math wrong, you can end up with like this tiny amount of stamina, which is 0.1, and nothing costs 0.1, like by itself. Like trees at the very end will cost 0.1, but that's I'll get into that afterwards, right? So make sure you pay attention to how much stamina you have. Otherwise, you're gonna, especially if you're free to play and you're not gonna refill anything, you don't want to waste this like 0.1 stamina. It's not a lot, but like it can add up, you know. So we have 0.1 right now. How do we fix this? Let's see. See, now we have what do you call it? 1.1, right? So if I pick this up, see, that was 0.5. So now I have 0.6 stamina. So if I open 3 of these, I'll zero out. 1, 2, 3. See how it zeroed out? Now it actually, I'm properly zeroed out, and it says it's gonna reset at 5. Okay, so remember how much stamina you're using if you want to actually zero out and you don't want to lose out on 0.1 stamina. And then another thing, if you want to refill stamina, you can do it from your outside stamina for like the rhythm game. Right, this is your natural regen bar from outside. Okay. Let me chat real quick. Animal Crossing update come next server. Are there materials or anything that we should save? No, to prepare. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm doing this stream right now, to let you know what stuff that you're gonna save up and stuff like that, right? And when the thing comes out, you guys can come back and see this video in the future and see what tips and tricks that you might miss out on, because it's a long time. So this is the menu right here at the top. Here, let me use this cursor so you guys can see at the top, and then you see this plus thing right here. A lot of people were asking when the game first came out, how do you do this? Do that, and then there are 2 tabs up here. Left, this is your rhythm game stamina outside. You can use that to refill. It's a 1-to-1, so there's no loss, but you can't go backwards. So this is your natural stamina, so you refill this up, right? Or you can use stamina cans, right? And if you plan to like hoard materials and stuff like that early on, the amount of outside stamina that you need to charge into the game every day to fully clear, because there are 2 resets a day, right, is around 170 stamina from outside. So you would need to refill cans and stuff like that. Natural regen, every day you get around 48, right? 24 hours, and then every 30 minutes you get 1, so you get 48, right? Plus you get 10 from watching ads, right? The 2 ad rolls, you get 10 ads, or 10 stamina, right? And then that's every day for free. And then there are other ways, from like 10 large cans from the monthly pass, and then like you get the event rewards, event exchange shop, like that, right? So roughly you need about 170 stamina from outside, 48 plus 10 of those free every day. So you need about 11 cans, or 1100 crystals worth of refills every day. So if you, especially for the English players that are gonna get this next year, save up your stamina cans. Like, just save up, because if you wanna like clear out for the whole first month, which I recommend you do, so you gather up materials and stuff like that, right? You hoard up materials. So you want to be able to full clear every day for at least, the first couple weeks or something like that. Save up your stamina cans, okay? So I'm just going to use some stamina cans here. I'm running low nowadays. Okay, I'm going to use, what do you call it? Did I already refill? Oh, I already refilled, okay. No, I didn't, okay. I'm going to refill 5 here. Okay, and then we are gonna get back to this other thing, and then I'm gonna show you a funny little trick. There are different tools, right? You get the basic tool, you get the slightly good tool, and then you get the best tool. And then this is the paid tool, so don't even worry about it, right? The paid tool and this tool is like basically the same thing, except this one's like faster and it has more charges, but it's paid. So don't worry about it. The trick I wanted to show you, you see this axe right here? It takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like 6 hits to cut down a tree, right? doesn't matter what tool you use, they all take 1 stamina to cut down a tree, or 1 stamina to cut to finish what do you call it? Let's see. To mine out a rock vein, right? So that's not the thing. This tool right here, like, completely ignore it. It's not worth it. It's bad. Like, the items you require to make it and stuff like that is just you should not like worry about this tool at all. Completely ignore it. That's one advice for tools, right? So you either use basic or the best one. And then the best one right here, right? This takes 5 hits to clear, still takes 1 stamina. This takes 4 hits to clear, still takes 1 stamina, right? But there's a funny thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Takes 1 stamina, and it fully cuts down the tree. You get the same material, right? Which is fine, and it's also faster, so it's good for when you're in a hurry. But the funny thing is, right? You hit it once, you hit it twice. It takes 0.4 stamina, 0.4 stamina. Now there's 0.2 stamina left. You can switch over to the basic one. Hit it, and it comes down. So the last 2 hits on a tree or a rock vein, right? You can always use the basic axe or pickaxe to clear. So it's a weird little quirk, and right now it doesn't seem to really matter. But if you're trying to really like frugally use your stuff, this might matter in the future or something like that. Or if you're a free-to-play player and then you have to resource management more than like a paid player, it might matter. So that's another trick, okay? So alright, we went over the stamina, and then we went over that. We went over the stamina, what do you call it? The stamina trick with that. And then another thing we're gonna go over is the tools while we were at it. There are some tools here, crafting. So you craft these tools, right? These are only used, you'll get it in area 4, gathering area 4, are only used to craft these. And this wood, the hardwood, right, is only used in like heavy furniture, like houses, like park benches, like sofas and stuff like that, right? So it should be fine crafting either the strongest one or the weakest one. These two are super plentiful. These are the easiest materials to get in the game. You get so many of it. The reason I told you not to do the medium one, it was because it uses these. And these are like semi-rare materials that you need for like leveling up gates and stuff like that. So just completely ignore the mid tier. It's not worth it. I've been using the basic tier this whole time. Okay. And the other thing with crafting these, because you see how I need 5 wood and 3 rocks. That's about the ratio about on how much stuff the game gives you. So the game will, if you like fully clear everything every day, if the game will give you around like 5 wood per 3 rocks. So whenever you craft something, this is what I do. I'll craft like 50 of the axes at once, right? And then I'll craft 30 of the pickaxes at once. And that'll roughly, you know, keep in line with how many you use up and how many you have left. Okay. Alright, and then the missions. Too bad I can't show you the missions right here. These are like one-time missions. You know how in the rhythm game you have like the start missions, one-time clears, or they give you a ton of crystals and something like that. My Sekai has something similar to that. And I'm gonna show you right here. This is a website that I use. This is a Japanese Project Sekai Wiki. Okay, it's very useful. It's all in Japanese though. But you know, the year's 2025. Just use a translate feature on your, I don't know, Google Chrome browser, whatever browser that you use. And then this is the My Sekai page. It has overall information on My Sekai stuff. Give me a second. Where are we right now? The missions, right? And then this is the page for all the missions. And these are the regular missions, the one-time missions. Okay. And this will tell you all the requirements. You know, it wasn't revealed. This is all like, you know, community-driven Wikipedia as always. But the reason you want to look at this, especially for newer players that haven't already started, is some of the stuff that the game wants you to craft is kind of finicky. So I made a little chart on all the stuff that that the game wants you to craft, right? I'll make sure you guys can see this properly. Yeah. Let's see. All right, there you go. This is probably better. Yeah, make it as big as possible. Are there going to be any limited things to farm from your Proseka or limited decorations? Yeah, we're gonna get into the limited stuff in My Sekai. There are limited plushies, but those are like paid, but I'll get into that too. And then as far as limited things to farm from, you see how like these gates, you have to get, we'll get into these, but you have to talk to them like once a day and you'll get these Memoria. See these things that I got? This is like once a day limited thing and you need it for character stuff. We'll get into that. Alright, so this is the stuff that the once daily, not once daily, one-time missions that the game wants you to do, right? Generally speaking, you're fine. Like let's see. Like see on let's say day 7, right? Or, no, wait, let me see if I can get one that like has the 2 different thingies. Yeah, like on let's see, day 20. Yeah, day 20, like mission here, right? It wants you to craft 2 general items, and it wants you to craft 2 rugs. Which, generally speaking, you can, you know, craft whenever and be fine. But the problem is, the blueprints that you need to craft the stuff is like pretty limited, right? Even I've been playing 30 days and I don't have like everything, right? I have quite a bit because I've been farming everything. But when you start off, it's pretty annoying. So the biggest thing, the reason I bring this up is because plushies, canvases, they use Memoria. They use this thing. And these are very limited, especially early on in the game, because you only get 1 per character per day. So if the game wants you to craft plushies, you're extremely limited unless you got lucky and you pulled, you got a blueprint for one of these generic plushies that aren't a part of the character. But if you never get these blueprints, you kind of have to be careful and craft a plushie of your favorite character. So don't craft plushies quite so soon. And you see in the first 30 days, they're going to have to they're going to want you to craft 3 plushies. One mission crafts you 1, another one, and they give you 3 times, right? So try not to craft your plushies too early until a mission tells you to craft it, because it eats up Memoria, okay? Again, unless you got lucky and get one of these blueprints, or you can use a sketch paper and then copy one of the generic blueprints from somebody else. Where is it? Like one of these sketch papers, right? You know, copy a blueprint from somebody else's My Sekai world. And then similar thing with canvases right here. Let's see, let's go to canvas. Canvas, this also uses up a Memoria. It doesn't show it here, but I put it here. Let's see, I like Miku, so put on Miku. And then this will give you, you know, it requires one Memoria, and the game wants you to craft. Oh wait, you guys can't even see my screen right now. Anyways, yeah, canvas, it wants you to craft 1, 1, and 2, and 2, right? Hold on, here, let me switch. This setup is a pretty jank for the stream right now. So these are canvases, right? Sorry, you guys couldn't see the thing earlier. So you, on art piece on your favorite card or whatever, and it'll permanently boost the power of that specific card by 1500 power, but it requires Memoria, and like we said, Memoria is limited, right? And then here are the plushies that I was talking about earlier. You guys couldn't see it. It requires, like the small ones, it requires 3 Memoria, which is rough at the start, right? Unless you get one of these generic plushies that you can either copy sketch paper or like run into the blueprint by itself. So I recommend, I think the tutorial mission has you copy a sketch. So I would recommend one of the things you consider copying a sketch on is one of these generic plushies, because it'll help a lot. And as far as which one, I would recommend probably either, let's see, this elephant, the bunny, or this teddy bear. Because plastic is like very useful for a lot of things, glass not so much. And then this one uses just the cotton and linen, but it uses 3 instead of the 2. So it depends on how much, you know, you full clear and all that stuff. And then another thing is the biggest thing in my opinion, over like the canvas and the plushies, right, is the house. One of the missions, I forget which day it was. Let's see. It is pretty late, to be fair, but it's pretty annoying. And then there is a chance that like you can potentially get soft locked on day 24. Login. The game wants you to craft a house for one of the missions, and people were like, "What?" Because the material cost for a house is relatively high when you're a new player, and some of them requires like using very rare materials. If you're lucky enough, like me, you get access to a bunch of houses from the blueprints, right? And if you get a generic house and it doesn't cost too much of the materials, like 20 nails and 20 plastic is pretty high though. But if you get a blueprint for a house, don't craft it just yet until like day 24 if you possibly can, or like save one of them. Because as you can see, if you already crafted a house, the game won't let you craft another one. So potentially speaking, if you craft all the houses that you got for your blueprint, and you get to day 24 and the mission asks you to craft a house, you can technically soft lock. If you somehow got all the house blueprints unlocked and you crafted every single one of them and you get to day 24, right? You can potentially soft lock and you can't progress. Realistically, what's gonna happen if you do that and then get the mission and then you can't craft another house, you would have to like go copy somebody else's house that you don't already have, or like you have to, you know, save up the materials again. So just be careful with this. I would highly recommend like having like keep in mind of one house that you have to build by day 24. Okay, so there's that. All right, what's next? Let's see. And then yeah, for the missions, sometimes there will be here. Oop. Sometimes there will be missions that'll say like craft anything you want. There you go. Like over here, it'll say craft 6 of anything you want. All right, so it'll ask you to craft one wall, one floor, one like wallpaper stuff, and one flooring, right? Then you have 4 left. You can craft 4 of anything you want. So in general, you want to craft stuff that you haven't crafted before, right? So stuff you haven't crafted before will give you 1,000 My Sekai rank experience, which is good. You want the experience to progress in the game and like increase your inventory size and lot size and stuff like that, right? But the times where you're like really running short on mats, but you still need to do the materials, or like later on you don't care about the experience because you know you're rank 10 maxed out, right? What you can do, there's a little cheese, right? Is you can craft this. This counts as a furniture, and it only costs 4 rock, which is super plentiful relatively speaking. The second most plentiful thing in the game minus regular log. So you can just craft like that mission I just showed you. You can just craft 4 of these and it'll count as crafting 4 of whatever your favorite furniture is. So that's a little nice tip that you can use. Yeah, soft lock for buying a house, right? It's like ridiculous. Oh, there is another soft lock for new players. I should have gone over it when I was talking about the tools. You see how these things, the axe and the pickaxes, require logs and rocks that you get from using axes and pickaxes. This is very easy to happen when you're a very new player, where you use up all your axes and then proceed to use up all your logs to craft other things in the furniture. And then you end up with 0 logs and you have 0 axes. So be very careful. What I like to do as a failsafe, this is why I have these crafted, even though I told you guys not to do it. I have these crafted 1 and 1 so that just in case I somehow get into a point where I use up all my basic axes and pickaxes, and I shouldn't because I have so much right now, and somehow get into this. So like once you unlock like the medium or the highest, I would recommend like, you know, crafting 1 and 1 just as a failsafe so you don't get soft locked. There is technically a way to get out of the soft lock is by picking up flowers in the gathering areas, and they have a small chance to drop either logs or rocks. But the chance is pretty small, so it's just really, really bad, right? And then the other thing you can do, if you get to that point, get to that situation, is you can recycle some of your furniture. See? and then you get you get half rounded down. So if you spent like 5 and 5 on this, it's half of that 2.5 and then round down to 2. So you get half of your materials rounded down, so you can get it like that. Same thing with this, right? So those are ways to get out of the soft lock. Okay, we did the rock, and then I already told you anytime you craft something new that you've never crafted before, you get 1,000 extra My Sekai rank experience. And that's primarily how you're going to be able to level up in your ranks, other than, you know, the daily missions that you get for the first 30 days. Okay. And then another thing from gathering, let's say you gathered up all your stuff into in the separate zones, right? You gathered everything, cleared everything out. You're gonna get stuff inside in your inventory. You're gonna pick up these seeds. Let's see. You're gonna pick up seeds for I say seeds, they're technically not seeds, but yeah, let's just say seeds, right? Little buds of flowers and trees. You can, what do you call it? I've seen some people do it, which I don't recommend. You can just recycle these immediately and get their respective material. Like you get 1 piece of heavy wood, you get 1 piece of light wood here, and you get 1 piece of the rubber, right? And you get, for flowers, you always get just flower. All the types of flowers is always just flower, 1 flower. Or, which I highly recommend you do, you want to plant these. You want to lay them down and plant them. Oops. Give me a second here. You want to plant these like this, set it. Set it like that. This is my, like, you know, section where I plant everything. And then you plant this, and then you wait, you save, and you wait 24 hours after you plant them, and they turn into these. They grow into fully grown flowers, and then you can just put it away in your inventory. The left button is put away. And then I'll show you why this matters. This is just free material, so you should always plant your seeds and little buds. Now that I planted it, I waited 24 hours, and then let's say I got this, right? And now I recycle it, now I get 2. So just by planting it and waiting 24 hours, you just double the resource that you get from recycling them. And then other than that, you could also just, you know, put it up as decoration. So you have like 1 of each of the trees here. 1 of the trees, and then the flowers just up here as a decoration. So you can use them as decoration, or you can recycle them for double the amount. So always plant your trees and flowers after every gathering run, okay? Because you're just missing out on materials otherwise. Okay, so one of you asked about how much materials and rare materials and stuff like that earlier, right? All this stuff. I made a chart. Here, let me switch over here. On how much stuff that you get over the course of the first 30 days. Oh, I guess this got deleted for some reason. So yeah, this is the first 30 days. First 30 days of MySekai. MySekai, including all furnitures and gate costs. Excluding basic axe, pickaxe costs. Because you need the cost of pickaxe and axe in order to get these materials in the first place, right? So these are the ratios. As you can see, the wood is like one of the most plentiful, right? So if you need to save stamina, wood is probably one of the less things that you want to cut down on. And then rock is up there, but you need a lot of rock for especially like upgrading your gate and stuff like that, right? Also, any rock vein or node has a small chance, like under 1% I think, to give you a diamond, and you just need a ton of diamond for like endgame stuff for like gates. This is equivalent to like Shizuku's outside of MySekai, right? So ideally you always just mine all the rock veins every day if you have the stamina to afford it, right? The wood, you do have a small chance to get this log, this rainbow log, or this nighttime, or you know, sunset log, I guess, however you want to translate it. But again, the chances are low, and then getting these is a lot easier because they have their own spawn. I'll show you right here. They have their own spawn like this, like one of these giant trees. This is how I got this tree right here. Like one of these giant trees right here. This will spawn in like the zones if it's like a sunset time in your weather, right? Because some of these are like weather dependent. See how there's different weathers, right? And then each zone minus the fourth zone has a chance to spawn one of those. So it's a lot easier to get just in general, right? So that's that. And then these are from toolboxes. You see, remember the little toolboxes that I was opening up earlier? Here, we'll even go back and show you. See these toolboxes? These toolboxes can drop those. And then these are like, you know, like junk piles. And this can contain, generally speaking, stuff from toolboxes. But other things as well. The Zone 4 in particular also has a chance to get these for the strongest axe and pickaxe as well. And then these right here, these, well, this in particular, honestly, it's yeah, this in particular is only spawns. Which screen am I on? Only spawns in this Zone 4. Unfortunately, I didn't get any spawn today, which I still need one more in order to upgrade my gate. It'll only spawn in Zone 4, and then it'll be like a blue circle that like spawned, and you can stand into it, and it costs 1 stamina to redeem in order to get it. Okay, and it seems to be about like a 25% chance to get it. So yeah, anytime you see that, it's very important to get. So like anytime you see it, you see the blue circle, it's like shiny teal, like neon teal, like basically this color right here, the color of this color that I have right here. It'll be like that, but a blue circle on the ground. You want to get those as much as possible because I'm going to show you right here. You can use that at the exchange machine to change into any of the other rare materials. See? Yeah, this requires 1. I don't know why this requires 3. It's one of the easier ones to get. Right? If you want a rare material, it'll change into that. Diamond, again, requires 15 for some reason. Makes no sense. That's why you want to mine all the rock veins as possible. Okay. So there's that. And then you can also see these down here aren't required for upgrading gates. As far as I remember, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you don't need these for gates. These are for like furniture, but they are pretty rare. As you can see, you get about, I don't know, 3 a day averages out over the course of 30 days. And these are weather dependent. In each of them, we'll show you which weather conditions. Like this one, the clover. The clover will be during rainy days. You have a chance to pull it up. How do I say this? Here, I think it'll be better if I just show you. The rare materials, the 4 rare materials, and depending on the weather, the other 3 zones will also end up having this like shiny piles. These shiny piles generally aren't there in the first 3 zones. So whenever you see the shiny pile in the first 3 zones, chances are there's a weather condition, right? That is spawning one of the rare materials, like this, and this. Like this is when it's a full moon, it'll spawn. This is when there's a meteor shower, like shooting stars in the nighttime. This is when it's snowing in the winter, and this is when it's what do you call it? A hot day, basically, is the best way I can translate it, like midsummer. So if you have one of those weather conditions, you're gonna have and it'll be a sunset weather condition for the log. This is also a rare material, right? You'll see these shiny thingies in other zones, like as you can see, there's no shiny like spawns, right? And that's normal for most weather conditions. But if you have those in the first 3 areas, you have a very, not a guaranteed, but a very, very high chance to pull one of those rare materials. So anytime you see a shiny thing in one of the first 3 zones, definitely use your stamina to pull it. I guess it depends on what you're crafting, because some of them are not necessary for the gate upgrade, so it depends on what your priorities are. Flowers is another thing that's very plentiful, relatively speaking, right? It requires quite a bit of stamina, but it's plentiful. The only reason you would need a ton of flowers is, I'll show you guys right now. Where is it? Oh no, not wrong menu. In the transformation machine is, depending on how you play the game and what you want to do, right? You need 15 flower petals to make 1 photo film. So if you're the type to take a ton of pictures, like, right? It depends on how you play the Animal Crossing game. Me, I don't really care. So this is never important to me. So I could probably cut, you know, farming for flowers in the future if I want to save stamina. But if you're the type to take a ton of pictures of you know, the chibi characters and stuff like that, and you like them, then flowers are pretty important to you, and that's primarily what you use flower petals for. So if you want to save flower petals, where'd it go? If you want to take a bunch of pictures, be sure to pick up flower petals, okay? What is the most high rare value item in this mode, and what do you think the end game of or catch of this? Like expanding or decorating more of your house? This game seems to be a lot about just, you know, decorating your house like Animal Crossing, and just having fun with the interactions, because some of them are, you know, it's just fun stuff, right? The rarest stuff right now, I think most people would agree, is this brand new tone, which is about a 25% drop only from the 4th zone, right? And diamond. These are required to upgrade your gate. And then we're gonna get into that soon. Are we almost there yet? Yeah, we might as well go into the gate, because I feel like a lot of this stuff matters for the gate. So the brand new tone and diamond are probably the rarest 2 materials that exists in this game mode, like, period. And we will get over why that is right now. Okay, so there's this thing called gates right here, and this is where the different units can come visit. So right now I have it set on Nigo, Night Court, right? And then there's Wonder Show, Vivid, More Jump, Leonid, right? And then these are the percentage chances that how many people are gonna come visit. So at level 2, it's really low. You have like, what is this, 86% chance that you get 3 or less people come visit your house. And remember what I said at the start of, near the start of the stream, you only get 1 Memoria per character per day. They visit twice, you know, once in the morning and once at night, right? So you have a chance to, you know, get multiple characters, but you can only get Memoria once. So ideally, you want everybody in the unit to come throughout the day. Like half of them come in the morning, the second half in the evening, but it's random, right? So you ideally want the chances of 4 more to be as high as possible, and you get that by leveling up your gates. And you see how my Nigo level is 19 right now, right? And these are the rates for 19. So I have almost a 50% chance. I have a 48% chance right now that there's going to be 4 or more visits. 4 or more character visits. So right now I think I have 5 visiting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I have all 5 visiting right now, which was a 19% chance. You hit like a good number around when you hit level 14 or so. But like, look at the requirements. See how I'm waiting for the, what do you call it, brand new note? Oh, brand new tone right here. I'm missing 1, and it's like a 25% chance to spawn. I have like plenty of everything else. But yeah, I think I just got unlucky, because I think some people are waiting on diamond, or like, you know, generally speaking, people are either waiting on diamond or the brand new tone. So I guess in a way I'm like better, because diamonds are harder to convert from this. I don't know though. Anyways, so this is what you need, and then I'm going to show you. Let's see if I can show you this properly. So I'm gonna show you how much materials that you need to upgrade each. Here's this is probably the easiest one to show you because I'm working on this. This is the total number of materials that you need to max out your gate level. Which I guess technically, leaked spoiler, the maximum gate level is 40. And these are all the materials you need. And as you can see, you need 36 diamonds, 48 of the, what do you call it, brand new tones, the rare materials, right? And this is why you need the super rare materials, and you see how many quartz you need. You need quite a bit of quartz compared to how much you get. Because let me see how much quartz I have right now. I have 236 quartz, and this is 30 days of full farming. I have basically everything else that I need maxed out in terms of, you know, other than the rare materials. But quartz I'm still short on. So this is semi-rare. It's in between. I have 236 out of 357 that I need total. So I'm close, but not quite. And this is the material that you need for the medium pickaxe and axe, so which is why I don't recommend it at all. Okay, so diamonds and this, and then the other stuff is like this isn't too much. This isn't too much. I mean, this is pretty, but yeah, it's not the craziest thing. But the diamond and the notes, and then these are the ones for Leonid. It's a little different, as you can see. You need more Memoria. Nigo is the Night Court is the least amount because you only need one Miku. Leonid requires Miku and Luca. So the crazy thing is, you need Miku for every single unit, which is pretty annoying. Okay, and this is the one for More Jump. So More Jump, Leonid, and Wonder Showtime are basically all the same requirements, minus the, you know, different, the +1 Virtual Singer. Vivid Bad Squad, on the other hand, you require 7 different Memoria, so it's gonna take you far longer. You do require slightly less materials, but it's just like it's not even the rare materials that you need less of, it's just the generic materials that you need less of. So Vivid Bad Squad is just objectively harder to level. So there is that. And then I do have like what individual upgrades require, but maybe I'll show that. I might just make a community post on that one. So there is that. Let me see, where was I? 30-day averages. And then let's see, we went over gates, reset, blueprint scraps. So when you do all the gathering stuff, right, you go to this transformation machine, and this is where you exchange like quote-unquote upgrade or transform, as the name entails, items into other items, right? This first section is like, it's a quality of life type of thing. If you have way too much of this, like if you're, you know, long time, many years player, you'll know exactly how this relates to you, how much of it is worth it and stuff like that. Generally speaking, if you're maxed out on all this stuff, you know, you'll use it. You'll basically know if you need it or not. If you don't know if these are worth it or not, I wouldn't touch it. It's pretty expensive. So especially with the cost of gold, like if you need this, right, you need like 500,000 gold. So generally speaking, it's not worth it. If you know you need it, you should know you need it. The only thing on this menu that you should really pay attention to is the photo film, if you like taking Polaroid photo films. The other thing, like the stuff right here, this looks good on paper, but it's not. Like if you want 15 kakera, it takes 24 hours with the pass, because the pass gives you 50% speed bonus, right? So this would, if you're free to play, this will take 48 hours. You only get 15 kakera, and it eats up quartz and a ton of rocks. So this is not worth it. It's a scam. Same with this. It has batteries. It, like, if this was large boost strings, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's pretty good, right? But no, it's small boost strings. So this is 3 stamina. Takes 24 hours or 48 hours for free play. And it eats up these batteries, which are somewhat useful depending on if you make a lot of electronics, because some people be making a ton of let's see, cabinets, I think. Let's see if there's... Where's the arcade cabinet? Oh yeah, see, this one requires a circuit board but no batteries. But yeah, depending on what you craft, the batteries might be useful to you or not. So either way, these two are just like generally not worth. I guess this is okay if you have literally nothing else to do it on, but if you're free to play, chances are your machine's gonna be eaten up by this right here. So these are the blueprint scraps that you get a chance to get on any gathering, right? You can farm other materials. What do you mean by farm other materials? Yeah, I mean like each thing you farm is very different, right? Like I said, this tutorial, not tutorial. This video is mostly for the people that already finished the tutorial and all that stuff. So these blueprint scraps that you get, if you full clear everything, all zones, in the morning you get about 25 to 30 scraps around there, or 25 to 35 scraps around there, right? Which is about like 6, 7 right now, or 6 really, because I picked up some extra while I was showing you guys. So you do this 6, do your morning run, gather everything, do this 6, 60k gold, and then you come at 1700 or 5 p.m. Japan time for the second half. So you get roughly around 6.5, 13 blueprint, random blueprints that you get every day if you do full clear. So just thought I'd let you guys know about how much you get and what you do with the dupe blueprints, right? Let's say you get a blueprint and then, you know, it gives you a blueprint of something you already have. Then it turns into like leftover blueprints, right? Or extra blueprints, however you want to translate it. And it turns with this, because let's say you have this blueprint already, and you get another blueprint that tells you how to do this. So it's a duplicate, right? So what do you do with those? Is you craft... This is basically how you craft the sketch paper, which lets you copy blueprints from another furniture from like a friend. Except you need 50 of it to craft one. So these sketch papers are extremely like rare, right? So be very frugal on using these. And also be careful. You see how this is very bad UI design. So there are two, both of these give random blueprints. One of them uses scraps from just gathering, right? You pick up scraps from gathering. The other one uses duplicate blueprints, and it still requires 5. So if you pay attention to which one you're crafting, because sometimes, like let's do this. All right, I'm gonna do this. And then if I'm like dazed, I'm not even thinking, looking at it properly, I'd be like, oh, I have more scrap blueprints. Oh, let me craft more of that, right? No, don't do this, because you're using duplicate blueprints, the leftover blueprints. And this you really want to not use for making another blueprint. You really want it to use 50 for a scrap, because switching over 50 for a sketch is basically getting a guaranteed new blueprint of your choice, compared to just like a random one for a 10th. So chances are, like, doing this 10 times, getting a new blueprint, especially later on in the game, is like really low. So you want to save a 50 and get the sketch paper, okay? I went over the coin cost. It's not that good. These are, you know, as needed, but it really depends on how much of the brand new tones that you have. And then there's a similar thing with the music records. 5 duplicate music records let you craft 1 random, and then like you can spend more, like 20 for a specific unit or other, right? And then this section right here is limited time items. The first week, I believe, the My Sekai came out, they put skill tickets here that required a bunch of practice tickets and a ton of gold. So again, it's one of those things, if you know, you know, like you should be like very late game in order to be able to understand if you can afford this or not. We went over photo film, and then we went over sketch paper, which is extremely rare. And then, like I said, like this is how you get the sketch paper. 50 duplicate or leftover blueprints, and you craft one, and it takes 20 hours without pass and 10 hours with the pass. Okay, and another thing you want to do is canvas papers right here. these canvases, they cost slightly different. Once you get to endgame, the cost difference is pretty negligible. So it's like a lot of personal preference on what size you want. Be sure to choose which one you want, because they can only go up on the wall. You can only hang up on the wall, right? And the only place you could hang stuff up on the wall is inside the house. And these can be put on tabletop, floor, wherever you want, because it has a little stand, right? And they all always cost 1 Memoria, no matter what. And then for 4 stars, it gives you a 1500 performance boost, and then 3 stars gives something else. But generally speaking, you want to do your 4 stars, obviously, for obvious reasons, the ones that you actually use. And then the reason it's like the walls look nicer, except your house size doesn't really grow past this. You get like 2nd and 3rd floors, but they're pretty small, right? So what a lot of people are doing, I'm not the only one that does this, is stuff that requires wall space, they'll put it inside the house. Alright? What is the co-op friend interaction on this mode? Can you help your friends or visit their house offline? I'm not sure what you mean by offline. Like, if your friend is offline, can you visit their house? The answer is yes. As far as co-op, there isn't really much other than just like going to their place and just, you know, hanging around. And you could chat with each other with in-game chat, like the virtual live shows, and then emotes and stuff like that. And some people made like in-house mazes. So again, going back to the decorations, people are using inside the house because it's so small. Like, a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, are disappointed with how small the houses are, and it just has 3 floors. Like, this is like the 3rd size upgrade, I think, I want to say, of the house, and it's so tiny, right? So a lot of people, what are they doing? They just put wall decorations up in the house, and everything that can go on the floor. I'll show you the co-op thing in a second. Anything that can go on the floor, they basically just put it outside like I did here. For the most part, you know, obviously some people are still going to put like their little cozy house thingies, right? I just have basically one of everything that I have displayed. So if somebody ever comes to my house and want to like copy something with the sketch, it's just out here, because there's no way all this fits inside the house, right? And even if it does, it's just so cramped. So and the yard is like significantly bigger than inside the house. So a lot of people just put everything outside. So if you want to visit, there's this button right here. There's this is visit a friend, right? You can visit, see if the button's highlighted, then that means they have their world set up, and you can visit it, right? They have the world open for friends or whatever. And this means they're offline right now. So this one says they're online doing whatever. This one says they're online and they're inside the My Sekai world, so you can go and visit them. You can't really interact with anything when you go visit them. It's like a just, you know, visual thing. You go visit, chat with them, emote, and that's about it. And then you can also copy some of their furniture if you have sketch paper. And then you can also visit people's by, you know, putting in their player ID, and if they have their Sekai set to public. So what some people will do is like, oh, I have like a rare furniture thing. Basically, like, you know, these plushies are like relatively rare, like not the small and large ones, because that's a whole different story. But like the medium-sized plushies are pretty rare. So some people have like a bunch of medium-sized plushies, or some people have like arcade cabinets that a lot of people want. And it's like, come visit. Some guy set up like basically a shopping mall. He has like each section segregated, like, oh, this is all the cute stuff, this is all the natural stuff, this is all the thing. I did something similar, like here, see? I have like it separated by the units. So some people will do that and then post their player ID on Twitter or something like that and share it with among their friends or public, and then you can go visit them and sketch. And then this is the model room. This has different decors, like kitchen and powder room, house, wonderful Eastern style, like Japanese style house, kids room, casual, cute, and French style house. And then you can go and these are basically NPC houses, right? The game has for model homes. And then this is a sightseeing. It's coming soon. We have no idea what that is yet. But that is that. And then again, we're going back to the plushies. like I said, the canvas gives you a permanent bonus and uses Memoria, right? And Plushies is the other one. And like I said earlier, the medium one is the rare one because the only way to get it, well, not this paid one, only to get a way to get some of these medium is to randomly get the blueprint form from the daily chest. So these give a permanent, small gives 0.1, a permanent boost to X character. So this is a Miku plushie, so it gives you a permanent 0.1 bonus, performance bonus to Miku. Medium gives 0.3, but pay attention to how much Memoria it costs. It's quite a bit, so be careful. And then the crazy thing, oh, people are gonna get creative building their worlds. Yeah, there's some people that made some crazy stuff already. There's one person that made like a maze inside their yard, so people come in and then try to navigate the maze. Other people are like, you know, doing themes, like people are setting up arcades, like Japanese arcades with like the arcade machines. Posters inside my house are banners that cost material. Yeah, everything that you see that's set up outside here, it costs materials, like gathered materials to craft. And then anything that has the character on it, like these, if you're talking about the Miku ones, every single one of these costed 1 Miku Memoria to craft. So yeah. And then we'll go back to plushies here. The crazy thing is that you see how there's this medium Miku plushie, or here, no. Let's see, large. All right, I have a large one, so let's give you. Trying to get you a good example. Okay, so I already have this large Miku plushie crafted, right? Gives 0.6 permanent Miku performance bonus, right? And then I have another Miku large that also gives a 0.6, and it says I can still get the bonus. So these stack. It costs a lot of Memoria, but it stacks, which wouldn't be bad, except the first month's large ones was paid only, and then there was apparently a bug that let people sketch them, and apparently that wasn't supposed to be allowed. So this is paid only, like 0.6 bonus right now. And then they did it again this month, where they gave like the leaders of each unit small, medium, and large duplicates, except they stack. So that's another 1% permanent boost as long as you craft it. So that kind of sucks that it's paid only and you can't sketch it and you can't copy it. So the game's becoming more and more pay to win, but that's a whole different conversation together. So, man, I feel like this is kind of all over the place, this video. But another thing with the gates is it resets twice a day at 5 a.m. Japan time and 5 p.m. Japan time, right? And that's how many that'll roll on what percentage, how many people come over, stuff like that, right? Oh man, give me a second, let me get a drink. So this stack's playing on shows like the decorations that you level up. There's no max cap. No, the canvases, it's only once. If you're talking about canvases, like this stuff, this is only once. You see how it has the little, you see how this doesn't have the little sign, but this has a sign? That means I already crafted it. And then you see how down here, it says I don't get a bonus. These are first time only, because you're crafting it for this specific card. So this card, this is the movie Miku card, will get 15, it's a 4-star, so you get 1500 performance bonus one time. It's just the plushies on the other hand, if it's a different one. Like if I craft the same one, yeah, the plushies with the thing, right? You get the one-time bonus for this specific plushie. Like I can't craft, if I craft another one of these, this specific small plushie that I already have one of, he says I have one, I have 0 of this, I have 1 of this, right? If I craft another one of this, I don't get another bonus because it says I already made this. You only get a first time bonus. But the reason it stacks is because this is a different Miku plushie. See the difference? It's like a different style Miku plushie. So like this small plushie and this small plushie are two different Miku plushies. So I can make one of this, and they stack. If I make one of this and another one of this, they don't stack. Does that make sense? You get the bonus once for each different type. And the reason that doesn't work for this is that like you can't craft, and then like the pre-upgrade and post-upgrade, they share. Like if you craft this art, this also gets it because it's just one card. Right? I crafted this art as you saw inside my house, and then whether or not I use this art when I play the game, it doesn't matter. So they both get the little tag that says, oh, you already crafted this, you already got the bonus for this. And then that'll also show up in your team management. Alright, so the gate thing. There's one thing you need to pay attention for the gates. Is that you can switch gates. Like let's say I'm stuck on Nigo Night Court, right? You can switch the gates once a day. But you always want to switch the gate after 5 p.m. Japan time, after your second set of visitors came for that day. This is because once you switch the gate, you cannot get Memoria for the rest of the day. And that's the once a day thing that I told you guys about, right? So if you, let's say, log in in the morning, you get your Memoria, and then you switch the gate, and then 5 p.m. Japan time comes out, and then like new visitors come, right, on the new gate. You can't get any Memoria from them. So ideally, I log in the morning, let's say like 3 of the Nigo members showed up, right? I wait until 5 p.m. and then I hopefully the other 2 that I'm missing show up, and I collect their Memoria. And then I switch the gate, and then it goes on a 24-hour cooldown. Does that make sense? And then if you do the world pass, you can invite somebody once every 3 days. So it's a similar thing here. You wait until the second reset. Like today, all 5 showed up, so I don't have to invite anybody, right? So, but let's say my first morning visitors were Mizuki, Enna, and Kanade. So I was missing Mafuyu and Miku, right? If one of Mafuyu and Miku didn't show up the second time, I would invite Mafuyu and Miku, or Mafuyu or Miku, right? If whichever one didn't show up, and then right, and then it'll reset in 3 days, and then while I have the invite out, it'll perpetually keep bringing that character back. So next morning, like let's say I invited Miku right now, right? Next morning, Miku is also guaranteed to come back. But on the afternoon reset, Miku will also show up because she was invited. And that eats up into how many characters get invited, right? So like let's say I rolled a 30%. And 3 characters show up, but one of the things is already eaten by Miku. But I already got Miku's Memoria in the morning because she was guaranteed to come. So the meta is... So the idea is... Let's see, where's the invite? So you wait until afternoon reset, invite the character that you were missing, wait until the next morning, get their Memoria again to get guaranteed their Memoria, and then cancel the invite after that. So that in the afternoon, they're not guaranteed to eat up one of your slots. And then for the next 2 days after that, you just don't have an invite. The whole system kind of sucks. Everybody's complaining about it, especially because it's a paid feature. But that's the tip and trick for how to use your invites efficiently. Wait until afternoon reset, invite whoever you're missing. Wait until the next morning, collect their Memoria again, and then cancel the invite. Next 2 days, you don't have invites, and then on the 3rd day, you get to invite somebody again, doing the same thing after the second afternoon reset. Okay? And then we already went over the rare drops for the gates. Kind of did it out of order, but yeah, these are basically the rarest drops that you will need for the gates ever. Let me double check here. Yeah, other than the Memoria, obviously. You need a bunch of Memoria. Like the level 18 to 19, it required 10 Memoria of all the Nigo characters minus the virtual singers. And then now I'm stuck on this. So, but other than the Memoria, these 4/5 items are the rare items. So some furniture is gonna want, I think diamond doesn't go into any furniture, but some furniture is gonna want to like use the clovers and the sunset wood. Be very frugal with those. Be careful, because if you want to upgrade the gate, which, you know, has a permanent boost to units. And for those that are wondering why isn't there a virtual singer gate, yeah, tell me about it. But the virtual singers that are pure virtual singers that have no subunit other than virtual singer, right? Basically no subunit. They'll just use the percentage of your highest level gate. So right now I have Nigo at level 19. Everything is at 2, right? So like my Miku virtual singer only, no subunit, will just use Nigo's gate and get 1.9%. Yeah, but it kind of sucks for like, you know, I just want virtual singers, but I don't get like the more jump blend, for example. Okay, next portion is gonna be furnitures. Yeah, no virtual singer. A lot of people don't like it. And then another thing is what do you call it? Oh, here, probably better off showing you the spreadsheet. Another thing, I don't know why they did this because everybody hates it, is you see how Leonid only has Luca? More Jump only has Rin. Vivid has Len and Mako. Wondershow only has Kaito. Everything has Miku, but yeah. So like the newer virtual singers, like Nigo Len, is just non-existent. There's like no interaction with them or anything. I don't know if they plan to like release them in the future or anything like that. But like, what if you like, I don't know, like Leonid Rin or something like that? She just doesn't exist in My Sekai, which is kind of awful. And then like the whole leveling up gate thing is just kind of ridiculous because Vivid Bad Squad just requires more Memoria for some reason. So yeah, nobody likes this and nobody knows why they did it like this. But yeah, it is what it is. That's how it's set right now. Let's see, what is the next section here? I haven't gone over. I'm gonna double check, make sure I went over everything. Stamina reset already 0.5, mission 30-day login, soft lock, plushies, canvas, yeah. Plans, overall materials, ratios. I give you guys ratios already. Yeah, you guys can look at that while I'm thinking. Blueprint scraps, leftovers, exchange machines, photo film, sketch paper, canvas, plushies, gates level up, airdrops for the gates. Oh, okay. All right. So one of the new updates that is like a really good thing that they do is there is a way to force one time to get 4 people to show up from your gate, like guaranteed. That means you have to choose a group that is not your fave in order to get them more. Yes, exactly. Do you see the problem? It's like, oh, I want to level up Rin, right? But Rin is only in more jump. But I don't like more jump. So I have to set my gate to more jumps just to see Rin. Right? It's like, huh? Like, at least I'm lucky that I like Miku, and Miku's in every single one. At the same time, I see a lot of cute interactions with Wonder Showtime Miku, because she's like the cutesy, you know, thingy, right? I see her like I see videos of her doing all the interactions with furniture and everything like that, and she's really cute, and I want to see those interactions, but I don't care about Wonder Showtime, right? So I can't see Wonder Showtime Miku. I can only see Nigo Miku right now, and I don't see any of those interactions. So it like really sucks. I hope they change it somehow or like adjust it in some way. I don't know how they would, but in my opinion, overall balancing of My Sekai is really bad. The way they balance like stamina management, materials management, like spawn rates and stuff like that, it's just really bad. One of the good things, right, is like all the character designs, all the interactions, how they move around, they're like really smooth. Like look at this. Look how they're moving, how they act, how they look. These are like really good. They did a really good job. You know, credit where credit is due. They look so cute. The details are really nice. You could even let's see, zoom into first person here, and look, she's kind of stuck here, as I was saying. Where did Mafuyu go? Mafuyu, there she is. But yeah, they like kind of talk to each other and stuff like that. These are like really cute, right? Look, even their mouths move. But it's in terms of game balancing, it's awful. I haven't seen game balancing be this bad. And like I said before, like some of the stuff, like the plushies, are just straight up pay to win because you can only get this. Like this style, this fest style right here, you can only get it by paying money. That's it. That's the only way. Unless they change something in the future, I don't know. But at the moment, you can only get it by paying money, which I feel like is really bad. And then some of the ratios of some of the materials here, the ratios are kind of all off. Like I said, I'm really short on this. There's no other way to get it. It's like RNG. Some people are just like, just based on RNG, are like way far behind on gate levels just because they couldn't get the rare materials. People, it looks really nice. People play Project Sekai more with this update. Yeah, they are. Except that's another thing. The way I said, remember at the start of the stream, I said event points based on how strong your team is, and then you gather all your stuff, right? And every stamina that you spend inside the thing gives you event points. For the past 30 days, basically, I haven't needed to play the rhythm game. Because like the stamina I spent inside My Sekai is enough to get me to like really high tier in the event. So it's just like I wanted to play this game because it's a rhythm game, not Animal Crossing, but now it's just become an Animal Crossing game, and it's just kind of frustrating. So the only virtual or the rhythm game I've played in the past month is just the once a day challenge live, and then like the event mission where you have to play like 50 songs. And then I'll just do that to like try and full combo some songs on 0 stamina. Because I want to save the stamina for, you know, gathering materials in this. So that's kind of rough. Anyways, getting back to the furniture, the one-time trick on how to summon 4 characters is that there are, I don't know how many furnitures there are, but there are some furnitures, and then they patched this to specifically only affect 4 people furnitures. Because the chances of 4 people showing up is low, and then the chances of 4 exact people that interact with that furniture is extremely low, right? So what they did was they hard-coded it so that it'll look like this, by the way. You see how it says, see, 1 person interact with the furniture, and then pairs of people can interact with the furniture, like specifically Haruka and Airi, if they're together next to the furniture, they'll interact with it together, right? And then have some type of conversation. So there are furnitures, I don't think I have any. So there are specific furnitures that will interact with 4 people. I think the one, possibly the only one that exists is like the seating booth inside the family restaurant for the Nigo Night Court. Because you see how, like, you know, they meet up at the family restaurant a lot and talk, and Mizuki always eats the potato fries, right? So that interaction requires specifically the 4 human characters from Nigo Night Court. So if you make those, place it on in your garden or wherever, the next time the gate resets and more people come, you are guaranteed to get those 4 characters come visit you. So that's like a weird, fun, kind of cool thing that they decided to hard code into the game. It wasn't there on launch, but I think they added it like a couple days or a week afterwards. So that's pretty cool. For other things, I don't think that's the case. Yeah, other things it's just random, because I think it's only like 2 people for the other ones. I don't know if there's any 3 or more. Let me see actually. Does this have interactions? No, these are individual interactions, see? Okay, so there's that little funny thing. And then they said on initial release, they said future updates will include character rank missions like they have in the game right now for like the rhythm game portion outside of My Sekai, right? Here, we'll go outside and check right now. So I'm talking about character ranks. I'm talking about this character rank, right? It'll probably be under like achievements here, or maybe it'll get on My Sekai. This stuff, right? There's going to be one for three specific categories. They said we'll get back in here. It's gonna be craft plushies of certain characters. So it's gonna probably be like, oh, craft 1, 2, or 3 Miku plushies. Right? That's one of the character rank achievements or points or whatever you want to call it. Craft plushies of X character. And then another one is gonna be craft canvases of another character. So craft probably like 1, 2, or 3 Miku canvases, right? So I crafted like 7 of these or something like that already. Alright. So I'll have that. And then the other one, the last one is gonna be, let me see here. Craft a furniture and have the character interact with it. If that makes sense. So like if I craft it, what is this, a TV set? If I craft this TV set and have like Miku I don't know if the different Mikus matter or not. That'd be crazy if it did. But if I have Miku interact with this TV, that'll give me like, I don't know, like 1 count or 1 point towards that achievement for character rank as well. So those are the character rank like missions that they're gonna add in future update. If they're gonna add it, we don't know when. And then another thing, can I see my profile from in here? I don't think I can, right? No. Nope, I cannot. Okay, so another thing. Hold on. Trying to show you the next thing right here, but there we go. Yeah, this good stuff. Alright, this kind of stuff from previous virtual lives. Until now, they were just one and done. The time it comes out, they release it, and if you get a chance to roll on these, you get it, and then it's gone forever, right? But because you can display these on My Sekai now, so it's kind of it kind of wasn't fair for the people that oh, you can only use these on profiles. Why would I want it? But then all of a sudden you could put it in like 3D form inside My Sekai, and now a ton of people are gonna have regrets, like, oh, I should have gotten these or whatever, right? So they're gonna re-release these. We're not sure exactly how, but they said they're gonna re-release these in the future of all like the old ones. So right now we don't know how, but yeah, if you wanna get these, hopefully they still just cost virtual coins again for the most part, and then, you know, paid crystal or like regular crystals for other things later. But yeah, all this stuff they said they're gonna release. Let's see. Oh, you could, yes, you could even put up pen lights, you could put up all the stuff, all the record albums and all this stuff, right? Like this, see? You can just pull that up. Question about Memoria thing. Can you change to another group anytime you want, right? For example, kind of there, but Akito Memoria, can I change? Yeah. If you're not sure how what I meant earlier is yeah, you can change the gate whenever you want, once every 24 hours. Once you change the gate, right now I have it on Eagle Night Court, right? Let's say I want to change it to Leonid. If I switch to Leonid, I can't change it again for 24 hours, right? But you gotta also remember, whenever I change the gate, I cannot get Memoria anymore for the rest of the day until 5 AM Japan time reset. So that's why you want to wait until the afternoon reset, like at 5 PM Japan time. Get all the Memoria that I can for the day, and that's it. No, I can't get any more anyways, because no more visitors, right? Then you switch the gate. You can't get the new character's gate that you just switched to for that day, but once it resets next day, 5 AM Japan time, then you can start getting Memoria for that new gate. But yeah, once every 24 hours, or more like you change the gate and there's a 24-hour cooldown for whenever you change the gate. You want Kanade, but then Akito Memoria, can you change? Yeah. So it's super cumbersome. I'm not sure exactly. I don't know if this was the best way that they could have done it. It's just like anytime, basically anybody that has more than one unit as their favorite is just like, rip in pieces, like sucks to suck, go cry more, skill shit. It's like, it's really awful for anybody, like, or like interactions, especially because they have like the Kizuna ranks, right? Like if you want like Emu like getting along with like Saki, or I don't know what the interactions are, but like cross interactions like Kanade, one I know is like Kanade and Honami, right? Those two interact, but like they're in two different units, so they can just like never interact with each other in My Sekai. So it's just, yeah. And if you're a fan of like both of those, it's like, how are you supposed to, they expect you to switch back and forth every 24 hours or something? It's pretty awful. Or like, yeah, they should at least add virtual singer. A ton of people are like, fans of virtual singers like myself are complaining. It's like, where's the virtual singer gate? It's like, hey, welcome back. And then, yeah, I just went over, they're going to re-release the collectibles, right? Acrylic stands, cam badges, etc., right? And the posters for the concerts. So that's going to be really cool. I don't, hopefully the way they re-release it isn't like some egregious cash grab type of thing. Lower the heat right here for a second. And then, let's see. We have some paid passes to go over. The other thing, but furniture tips and tricks is what I have on this list right here. So some tips and tricks on placing furniture. Like, let's say this oh, I am in the wrong menu. There we go. This bear right here. You see how, I don't know if you can see it very well. Yeah, okay, this is better to see. You see how this like the dashed line right here, and it turns yellow if I move it over another object. You want those dashed lines to be free of any obstruction, because those are the areas where characters will interact with this object. Alright? So I want to put it here, and then this entire area is just free. So I can put it somewhere right here, and then this entire area is just free of stuff. This is where characters will stand to interact with it. So make sure when you're placing objects, because I heard people talking about, it's like, hey, how come people aren't interacting with my object? Chances are they might have done something like this, right? You put it here. The game will let you put it, like, it'll put it, but then there's a good chance that the characters can't interact with it because they need to be standing like right here or something in order to interact with it, and they can't interact because something's in the way. So be careful with that. Yeah, you can co-op, but there's really nothing to do. Just go visit, praise their stuff, and chat. So that's one of the things for the placement. You see how all my stuff, like, see, this has no interaction like thingy for characters, because this is for like players only, not NPCs. So it doesn't really matter where I put it. This, on the other hand, characters will look at it and make comments on it and stuff like that, and you want to have the dotted areas be free. Right? So just make sure this is free, and then I'm not exactly sure, like, if overlapping, like, watch. Put this here. You see how, like, this overlaps with each other, but it doesn't turn yellow? So I'm not exactly sure if this is okay or not, but at the moment I have plenty of space, so I try to be, safe than sorry, and I just don't have the dash lines overlap either. But yeah, it doesn't turn yellow, so it should be okay. But yeah, make sure if it turns yellow, that means there's an issue. So don't make it turn yellow. That's a tip. Okay. And then whenever you go into like edit mode and then you move stuff around, I believe sometimes yeah. See? She says like "Otsukaresama" right here. Means like, oh, good job. Whenever they'll make comments on whenever you edit the board, basically. edit your decorations, and then if you place a new decoration, there's a high chance that one of the characters will come up to the new decorations and interact with it. Not guaranteed, but there's a high chance, right? And then if you really want a character to interact with your new decoration, you might want to remove... hold on. There we go. You might want to remove all your stuff. You can do this. See? You might want to remove everything and then put down the one item that they can interact with. Like, let's say you really want them to interact with this one thing. Right? And then you put it down. If that's the only thing they can interact with, there's a higher chance that they're going to interact with that set thing, right? So that's another tip. Yeah, the My Sekai character rank is 10, and then the gate rank is 40 technically. Yeah, future dream Miku house. Do I have the Miku house crafted? I think I do. I think I crafted it for... Oh no, I haven't. This is the virtual singer house. I have the inside as the virtual singer. Like the walls and floor are virtual singer. This is the virtual singer theme, the floor and the walls. Yeah, there's the specific time when you want to change the group. It's in the afternoon. We went over that earlier. Memoria for plushies and canvases. Let's see, speech bubble. And then another thing with the interaction with the characters, not always, but sometimes they'll have speech bubbles on top. And depending on the type of speech bubble it is, they'll have a unique conversation based on what they're saying on that speech bubble. Like if you talk to them normally, it'll be like a generic conversation, right? Oh, thanks for having me here. You're welcome anytime. Oh, thanks. Type of thing, right? But sometimes they'll have a speech bubble and it'll be like a unique conversation to whatever they're thinking at that time. So generally speaking, if you like a character, stay by near them and then... Yeah, that was like a generic thing, but yeah, stay near them, and then you might get like a unique conversation that way. Okay. Overlap placement, and then a fence removal thing. Another thing, earlier said event playing, now playing this, and it'll happen to everyone. Yeah, every event, you want to have your outside team set up as strong as they can possibly be. I went over this at the start here. Let's go over that since yeah, this, right? You want your event team to be as strong as possible as if you're playing the rhythm game. Because it'll affect how much event points that you get and how much character rank you get when you spend stamina inside My Sekai. Does that make sense? And then somebody here, the Sylvia person, made us a nice little graph on how much, roughly how much team power right here. With the range, roughly about this team power and roughly about how much event points, right, that you would use. So right now I should be getting about this much event points for spending 1 stamina inside My Sekai, which is roughly about half of what I would get from just playing the rhythm game itself, if I did the math correctly. But yeah, it's also like tiered off, so it's not like, you know, every fine little amount gets you, you know, like if you play the rhythm game, you might get like, if you have a little more, you might get 36.75 or something like that, right? No, in My Sekai, is you get these flat amounts. You either get 3,000 points or you get 3,500 points. You never get anything in between, basically. So it's whether or not you make the cutoff. You could be like 10% away from getting to 3,500 points, and you'll still get 3,000 points. Does that make sense? So you want to, like, there's tiers, and you want to get over that tier. Kind of like how you get the event rankings, right? Like tiers, you have to get like the 5K, 10K rankings, and you have to like You're either inside the tier or outside of it. It's the same thing. And then the other thing I told you about getting stamina, from the event rewards, you probably want to get, if you plan to spend a ton of stamina inside My Sekai, at least like the first month, and you don't have a ton of stamina saved up, I would highly recommend getting this stamina can, because it's either that or 100 crystals. If you think you're gonna end up spending crystals on stamina refills, or like if you ever spend crystals on refilling stamina, like they should always just get the stamina cans. These are large stamina cans, right? So this is like 300 crystals worth of stamina refills compared to 100 crystals. So I'm gonna be getting this from now on for the foreseeable future, because I'm gonna soon, like next month, I think I might have to start dipping into crystals, depending on whether or not I what do you call it? Start still full clear all the stuff, which I feel like it's not sustainable. So now you don't want to spend drinks like you used to in the rhythm game? Yeah, basically. So it's like, if you full clear or like close to full clear in My Sekai every day with all the gathering materials, you just don't need to play the rhythm game anymore, which I find really, really sad. Like, I'm ranked 2000 something just full clearing My Sekai every day. I haven't really played the rhythm game for the past 30 days because of My Sekai. Because I spent stamina here and it goes to the event, and then I just get like, you know, under 5k ranking every time, which is kind of ridiculous. Like, I started playing this game because it's a rhythm game, not Animal Crossing, but it's like, it's just Animal Crossing now. So I'm like kind of sad. I wish they, I don't know, adjust it or something, lower the stamina requirement for this, or I don't know. But yeah, if you're playing English and you're waiting for this to come out, save up your stamina cans. Save up like all your stamina cans. Use as little stamina cans as much as possible, and save it up for My Sekai when it comes out in a year in English. You want to save like 330. Let me double check my math here. Is it 330? Yeah, you wanna save like 330 large stamina cans, or whatever equivalent in stamina cans or refills. So that's your goal if you're talking about saving up for English. So do that. Another thing I wanted to go over this is another thing that people have trouble with, these fences. Right? Like, how do you move the fences? You can't move the fences, right? Because all the other stuff, you just long press and then select it and you can move it, right? But the fences, for some reason, you can't do it, right? You can't. It won't work. That's because there's the menu right here specifically for roads and fences. So if you want to select existing fences and roads, you have to swap this. And then now you can select them. Hold on. Is it under fences? No. Oh, there you go. Yeah, see? Now you can move it. Wow. There you go. See, now you can move it. So that's one thing that a lot of people get confused on how do you move fences, because some people think you can't move it, you can't change it. And then one of the tips that I see people giving out is that they have to remove all the fences and then place it all by one. No, it's like you can edit it. The button's just down here. It's just a little awkward. Only energy drinks? What about charms or gems we don't need? What do you mean charms or gems you don't need? Charms or gems? You're talking about basically anything that refills stamina in the rhythm game will work. Like let's see. See, you can use crystals. I can use crystals to refill stamina like you would in a rhythm game. And then I can use whatever, you know, promotional stamina refill that they've given out before. Is this what you're talking about? Or are you talking about like the actual... Or are you talking about like actual charms and gems? Because that's a completely different thing. Also, you want a lot of coins. So if you play the game enough, you basically don't need to buy charms or gems of individual colors from the event shop. Potions you use like on side stories? Oh yeah, these thingies? Yeah. If you're talking about buying stuff from the event shop, if you play the game enough, you should have like way more of charms and gems than you could ever use. But coins on the other hand, like you really need coins. So if you have more charms and gems, I don't know how long you've been playing the game. If you've been playing the game for like at least a year or two, you should be at a point, and you play regularly, you should be at a point where like you have so much charms and gems that you can never use them all. You can never possibly use them all, right? If you're at that point, just stop buying them. You're better off like getting like the 1-to-1 conversion to coins, because you're gonna need coins. Like we've hit a point like after 4 years, right? 3 to 4 years. A lot of people have hit a point where the coins can't be used on anything else because they maxed out on their area items and stuff like that, right? But now that Sekai, My Sekai is out, right? You need coins again. Because all these transformation machine stuff, right? These all require coins. Like all these blueprints that I'm making, it requires coins. But are like new players gonna have to save charms or gems for anything on My Sekai? No. You don't need charms or gems for My Sekai at all, if that's your question. Like, do you need to save up charms or gems? No. Basically only energy drinks and coins. You want coins. But energy drinks more so than coins. Because there are other ways to get coins and stuff like that. Just play more games and stuff like that, right? But energy drinks far more. Because coins you can like, you know, save up the scraps and then just use the exchange machine later on, right? So it's not really immediate. But for stamina, all the gathering stuff, like this stuff resets twice a day. So if you don't get it then, you just lose out on it forever, right? In terms of progression, right? So saving up energy drinks is like basically top priority if you're trying to, you know, plan ahead for My Sekai. So save as many energy drinks as you possibly can. Ideally at least like 330 so that you can like full clear all the zones for like the first month. You don't have to full clear, you know, like I said, this is why I made this list. You know, this is how much you get for the first 30 days. And then you can see how much I have left now. Right, which is quite a bit, as you can see. You know, if you're not going to take a bunch of Polaroid pictures, you probably don't need to collect as many flowers. And then for wood, you probably generally don't need to cut down as like every single wood like I did. You could probably maybe cut down like half of them, or like even less, or maybe like every other day or every other reset, and it should be fine. Except for the sunset rainbow thingy, you should probably cut that whenever you see the shining one. But yeah, save stamina. You want to use a lot of stamina, and then once My Sekai comes out, you don't. If you clear a bunch of stuff in My Sekai, gather all the materials, you don't even need to play the rhythm game, other than like the challenge mode or challenge live. Okay. All right. So it's hard to collect the clover. I have like a decent amount of clover. It's just you just gotta get lucky on. I guess one of the reasons I have a decent amount of clover is because I gather every single thing. I don't know if you gather all the flowers, because all the flowers that you gather off the ground have a very small chance to also bring out to give you a clover. And then, oh, another thing I forgot to go over when you're gathering stuff, the barrels. Do I have barrels in here still? Yeah, these barrels right here. These are like wild. They cost half a stamina to quote unquote pick up, right? I have another barrel here. See, it takes half a stamina, right? But it can have anything in it. It's like the wild card. You're basically gachaing for materials. So I've gotten diamonds here before. I've gotten the sunset rainbow log from here before. I've gotten clovers from here before. I got like a shooting star fragment the other day. So this barrel can have anything in it, except for the brand new tone. I think that's the only thing that, like, this is the only thing that can only come from where it's supposed to come from. But yeah, the barrel can have anything in it. So because of that, I have like quite a bit of clovers because I collect everything. Alright, where were we? World Pass. So I think we're at the point where we talk about the paid portion of this. Alright, there are two passes. This is the, you know, the Rhythm Game Monthly Pass. And then this is the World Pass for another 30-day pass, right? One of the features is you get to invite a character. I already went over that, but it's only once every 3 days. So you get, like, if you use it optimally, you send out an invite in the afternoon after the afternoon reset, and then you get the next morning. All right, so you get 1 full day of the character being guaranteed, and then you have the next 2. You want to retract the invitation after that, so you get next 2 days of like no invitation benefit, and then the 3rd day you do it again. So it's not ideal, but it's there. Especially if you have one character that you always want to have invited or have a higher chance of them always coming, right? And then this also increases your base stamina to like a refill. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to go over while doing this, right? So if you don't have the World Pass, your base stamina right here, it gives you less event points, and you also collect like the animation to cut down trees and stuff is slower. But you also get, like, I think it's 5 times the amount of event points and character rank rewards and stuff like that if you don't have the pass. But if you refill, then it doesn't matter. If you refill, it doesn't matter whether you have the pass or not. You get the bonus, like, extra rewards and everything. It's just the base stamina. So I think that's kind of lame in a way, where like the paid pass doesn't really do anything. The only thing it affects is the 10 stamina that you use every day out of like the 180 that you're going to use. So that's the other benefit. And then the transformation machine, right? As you saw earlier, I had 3 slots to transform and put up stuff for queue, right? If you're free to play, you only get 1 slot. So you have to be very careful because you cannot cancel. You cannot cancel anything that you're exchanging right now. Do I have anything? Yeah, I do, right? See, this is another thing that people are frustrated with. Like, once you have this here, you can't cancel it. It's like, oops, I accidentally pressed the wrong one. I want to take it back, right? There's no button to cancel this thing, even if you lose time. The only thing you can do is, like, pay crystals to make it end faster. It's 1 crystal per minute. Just an odd, you know, thing, whatever. But like, see how this costs 365 crystals because of how many minutes it takes. But you can't cancel it, so be careful whenever you put in something, right? Make sure you know you're sure what you're, you know, putting on is what you want. Like this duplicate blueprint, you never want to do this. You want to always get the sketch. So be careful on that. Oh yeah. Alright, here's the other thing. I know a way to optimize it. We'll go over this. The presets right here. You can have presets. Like here. You know what? Let's go inside the house. It's a lot easier because I have plants on the outside. Let's see. Presets. Save. Alright. presets let you do this. There, I cleaned up everything. Alright. And then preset, I can paste. Bam. Right? You could save presets. But as free to play, you only get, they even separate it on the UI. You only get 3 for free, and if you have the World Pass, you get 7 more. So if you have different themes, like maybe you want to save a preset for like, you know, virtual singers or different units or different characters and stuff like that. So that's that. Oh, and then the last bonus for the World Pass is you get access to this computer. Double check, not double check. Make sure I show you guys again here. See this thing right here? You get access to, you get the privilege of spending crystals in the game, basically. It's just kind of awful. But yeah, there's a daily reset, and you see how it has a daily right here, and then a weekly. It resets every Monday for weekly, and then every day at 5 a.m. server time, I think, or 4 a.m. server time? I forget. 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. server time, but it resets daily. The daily ones reset daily, and then you see this this little ribbon tag right here. That means I already have it. So you could technically, I can still buy this, right? And then it'll tell me I'll get a duplicate blueprint. So if I want to pay 100 crystals for a duplicate blueprint item, I can get it. But generally, it's not, you know, it's not really worth it, I think, anyway. Pretty sure. So I just, you know, get the ones that are the ones I don't have yet. But what I like to do is, you see how I said you get like about 13 blueprints every day if you do a full clear. What I'll do at a minimum is I'll do the morning clears, put it in the machine, and then get like new blueprints, duplicates, if anything like that, right? And then wait until I claim those, and then see if that'll give me any blueprints that'll, you know, claim the ones that I have paid. Because what's the point of paying double, right? Are those furnitures for only premium? Can you craft them? Yeah, these, other than the only stuff you can't craft, you can't sketch as a free-to-play player, are the paid plushies at the moment, for now. We don't know what they're going to give you in the future, but I think for the current foreseeable future, for like the next 5 months or so, I think, is going to be 4 months, next 4 months or so. Next 4 or 5 months or so, right? Is going to be the plushies. Because this month's plushies, there you can see, those are the only things that you cannot sketch and copy. See, you got the small, medium, and large for the very first fest cards for each character, is what these are. The one from January last month was like all 26 characters, but just the large versions, because small and medium are free, and then large is paid. So the plushies, so far the only furnitures that you get that you can't sketch are these plushies from the paid mission pass. And then same thing with the, going back to the PC right here, same thing with the weekly stuff. I'll wait until like the night of Sunday, which is tonight in a couple hours, right? So once the thing finishes, I'll probably end up buying these, assuming that I don't pull the blueprint for them, right? So I'll wait. These are, obviously this advice only applies to you if you're paying for the game and you have the World Pass, okay? Alright, so that's the World Pass for the 30-day thingy. And then you get, you know, 1380 paid crystals. Like, yay. And then this is the monthly mission pass. So it's just like, basically the mission pass we've always had. It's the exact same thing. We just get another row of it now, just for My Sekai. Technically not just for My Sekai, because you can just, it's the same bar, same points that you get, everything like that. But like gathering in My Sekai also fills up the bar now as well. So might be easier to just, yeah, I'm sure you guys can see it in the game. Here, you know what? Let's just show it, because see the mission pass here. Yeah, so the top row right here is the free to play. Right, you get like 10 stamina, a bunch of coins, and then you get like the Shizuku at the end. This is the old premium pass. You get the outfits, right? and a bunch of crystals. And then this is a new one, the My Sekai one. You get a bunch of rainbow, you get 20 bunch of memory, rainbow, Memoria. And that's how you fill it up. And the way you fill up the gauge is the same as always, except you can also fill it up with My Sekai. Like when you spend stamina inside My Sekai. Okay? So yeah, like I said, you get one of all the leader characters. So say 6 types here. So people are assuming like the next probably like 5 months or so, they're gonna release like the different characters, all the fast characters versions of these plushies, and these are all small, medium, and large. That's like another 1% for all the characters. When you get a furniture or buy it, can you duplicate it or craft it? All right, the stuff that you buy in the online shop, that's just for the blueprint. Everything that you want to put on like your land or your room or whatever, you have to craft it and spend the materials. And once you craft it, doesn't mean you get to keep making it for free. You have to spend the same amount of materials again. So if you want, which kind of sucks, honestly, especially for like the plushies and canvases that require Memoria, and those are super limited, right? And you just have to always spend Memoria on it. Initially, I think some people thought, including myself, that like once you craft these plushies, like the first time it costs Memoria, that's super limited resource, right? But then you can craft the next, following ones, like duplicates, for like cheaper or for free or whatever, but they just won't give the bonus, right? That's what I thought. But no, every time you craft one, even though they don't stack in bonus, you have to, if you craft the exact same one, obviously, they don't give any additional bonuses, but they still cost the same material. So like crafting duplicates kind of sucks. Like it costs a lot for purely aesthetic reasons. I've seen some people fill up their entire room with like, arcade cabinets and stuff like that just for, the memes. Because they don't know where else to spend stamina or like, materials on, I guess. But it's just all personal preference. But yeah, every furniture requires the same materials when you craft it as if the first time. The only difference is some stuff like the canvases and plushies will give you a first time bonus. Permanent first time bonus to performance, and then all furniture, no matter what it is, the very first time you craft it ever, you get 1,000 My Sekai character rank experience. So when you're playing the game new, going through the 30-day login missions and stuff like that, right? Whenever it tells you like, oh, craft another general item, or craft another, small item, craft another, wall decoration, whatever, right? You want to craft something you haven't already crafted for the experience. Alright, so back to this mission pass, right? You get 20 of these rainbow Memoria, which can be exchanged into one of any of your character's choice. And then you see how these sketch papers are really rare? Even the paid mission pass, which is like, basically almost $20 a month, right? They only give you 2 per month, guaranteed. And then right now I have like 6. Yeah, I have like 6 total once I finish the thing today, right? And then I bought last month's pass as well, right? So I have 6 in hand right now. The game gives you 5, I believe, when you start the game from the tutorial. And then I got the month, so I've used up like 7, I guess. I used up 7 sketch papers. Yeah. I crafted all 6 mediums for the virtual singers, and then plus 1 Mafuyu. So I used up 7. 2. So you get like if you full clear all the gathering areas, you can get about 4 sketch papers a month. And that's using a ton of stamina. So realistically, you might, as a free-to-play player, you might get like 1 or 2 sketch papers a month. So be very, very frugal with the sketch paper. Make sure you really want it. It's kind of like saving crystals in a sense. Because I would save like 1 or 2 sketch paper always to just have it in reserve, just in case something, I don't know, maybe something new comes out or whatever. You want to sketch it immediately. And then chainsaw and jackhammer, these are just, this has 400 charges on each, but you only get 1. And they, once they break, they're gone. It just lets you farm faster. You get 50 large cans here, which is nowhere near enough to like the 330 I said I needed. And then you get 700 of these, and then you get these immediately. These are part of the passes. You unlock them as you go. And then I guess a nice little bonus thing that they did, if you buy both mission passes, you get 500 yen off. it's okay, I guess. So I just buy this, which is crazy because this is what 3,500 yen. So my spending in this game, this is what I buy the Precious Pass for daily rolls. You get 3,000 yen, right? And then this is 1,500 yen. So this is what 45. I'm spending like 8,000 yen a month on this, which is pretty up there. Is it like this is wait, yeah, 35, 65, 70, yeah, 8,000 yen a month just on monthly passes, which is kind of ridiculous. Also at the same time kind of annoying because, you know, I don't play the rhythm game anymore because my Sekai just takes up everything. Secret shop there, no service, paper. And also, hold on. Also, based on the wording, like if you try to sketch something, because there's a sketch menu, right? Hold on. Let's see if I can get to it. Based on the in-game message, like warning message that you get, there's a chance that you could buy more sketch paper from the crystal shop in the future. Like, hold on. Let's go visit somebody else's world. So if you ran out of sketch paper or the blank blueprint, right? You'll get a message pop. I already have sketch paper, so obviously I can't make the thing pop up, right? You'll get a. This is how you sketch, by the way. Yeah. You'll get a message saying you're out of sketch paper. Please craft more or go to the crystal shop to buy more. So nobody knows for sure exactly. Oh no, I don't want to get DMCA'd by this audio. There's more than one more Game Pass. There's 2 more Game Pass. If you haven't noticed. Yeah, so there's 2 30-day passes. This is the colorful pass, right? The basic, deluxe, and precious. I'm sure you have these in English as well, right? That's one pass. This is the world pass specifically for My Sekai, right? That's 2. This is like 1,500 yen. It'll probably be like $10 in the English version. And then this is the old mission pass, battle pass, however you want to call it. And then there's the new My Sekai mission pass or battle pass. So there's 2 more passes, monthly passes. But yeah, like I said, it says tell you to go to the crystal shop and then buy more. So we're not sure. People are speculating whether or not, you know, the game, does that mean like it's telling you to buy the monthly pass? Or is it, you know, maybe it'll be under one of these in the future? Maybe they'll have like another, you know, maybe they'll have like another thing here for like sketch paper and Memoria or something like that. Who knows? So that's speculation based on, you know, in-game messages. I believe I've gone over everything so far. Obviously the plush one is the best. Yeah, a lot of people are saying the plush one is really good, and then yeah, a lot of people are saying this one is like not really worth, because like I said, the invite system is kind of jank. You only get to use it once every 3 days, and then if you leave the invite on, it just, the one character just eats up half of your visits, because it's like both morning and night they'll eat up 1 slot, right, out of the number of characters that can visit. So it's like, it's actually detrimental, which is dumb. It's like, it's this feature that you're paying for, and it's like, it's a detrimental thing to just leave it on. So you have to like constantly turn it on and off at the right time, by the way, after the afternoon reset. Turn it on, get to the morning reset, and then you have to turn it off, and then leave it off for 2 days, and then right? Why is it more cumbersome just for when you're paying more? Makes no sense. And then, like I said, for the stamina boost right here, it only affects your base stamina. Whenever you refill, you get the boost. So it's just like, huh? And then, like, you get the privilege to use the computer to, like, spend more money. Like, huh? And then, this transformation machine, this is probably the most useful. It's like a very, what, you could pay for convenience feature, right? But even then, it's just like kind of they put that in just to, you know, inconvenience you in the game, just so you can pay for like a regular thing. Because like I feel like exchanging 3 should be like a basic feature and not 1. So yeah, people say this pass isn't really worth it. And then once you get to a certain point, like I want to say around gate level 14 to 18 or so, your chances of hitting 4 to 5 characters is like pretty high. It's almost like 50%, right? Like 40 something percent. So a lot of the times I just don't even need to use it. Like you can see right now, I have the invite up right now. I can use the invite, but I don't use it. Like I don't use it most of the time because chances are pretty high. I just get, especially for Nigo Night Court, right? All 5 characters end up showing up within like the first 2, like the morning or afternoon visits. So I haven't needed to use the invite for several days now. So, you know, once you get to a certain point, it obviously helps a lot during the earlier portion, but again, micromanage. So I think that's everything that I wanted to cover, unless you guys have some other questions. This stream definitely lasted way longer than I had anticipated. Oh, I guess one thing I didn't technically go over is how much Memoria I got for the first 30 days. This is roughly like, because the game gives you from the tutorial 1 of every single character's Memoria, and you get like 2 from Miku because, you know, reasons. Because I think you get 1 from talking to generic Miku, like the universal generic Miku, and you get 1 from talking to, you know, for like one of the unit Mikus is what it was. And then if you do the 30-day, if you do all the 30-day missions, right, you get 41 Rainbow Memoria. So this, yeah, another thing I think I forgot. Yeah, one of the things you can use the Rainbow Memoria for. Yeah, save the energy drinks. That's, I think, if the biggest takeaway for, especially for English future users next year, save a ton of energy drinks. I think that's the biggest takeaway for number 1 advice. Save all your energy drinks. For you have an entire year to save up energy drinks. Yeah, if you have another question, go ahead. Yeah, another thing you can do with the universal Memoria, right, is because you see how, like, let's say I want to level up my Leonid right now, right? Like, or like once I get to like level 22 or something like that, like these costs are too high, so it's like, oh, let's you know, level up the different units more equally, right? Instead of just having all on Night Court and everything else is just really low, right? But if I switch it over to Leonid right now, like, look at the rates. This is awful, right? It's like a 14% chance. So one of the things that you can use the Rainbow Memoria on is, while I'm still farming Night Court, Nigo Night Court Memoria daily, right, I can use the rainbow ones to raise these to like a decent level. Let's say around, I think I can get it to somewhere between 6 and 10, I think, to a reasonable amount, because it'll take, like, the game gives you 1, so it'll take another 4 Memoria each. Right, and I have 40 right now for, let's see, how many would that be? Oh man, that's quite a lot. But yeah, if I want to use 2 on each of these, because everything has 1, right? Oh, let's see, 2, 2, 2. These have 6 members. 18. Yeah, 18, and then yeah. So I can get all of these to like level 6, and that'll increase my, you know, I want to basically raise this number higher before I actually switch over to it, you know? So that's one way to use the Rainbow Memoria, I think. So switching it over right now is just, it just feels so bad. The number's way too low compared to like the Nigo one. It's like almost 50%, right? That's a good number. But this one, switching it over, like starting out from like the very bottom and not getting 5 Memoria every day, it just feels bad. So I'm probably gonna upgrade these in a bit. I guess I can do that now while you type out your question. I guess you say you got a question. So with the Memoria here, I will exchange. I think I have 2 Hanamis. And the only reason I have this much right now is because I bought the 2 monthly passes plus the apology like 5 that they give. So I have some extra that you wouldn't have as a free to play at the moment. So let's do that. Get everybody to 2. Two. I think limited cards collaborations are better. For example, I pulled the Hello Kitty collab. What do you mean by better? As far as exclusivity, like limited collabs are definitely like very exclusive. Chances are pretty low that they'll come back. So if you haven't watched my previous streams before, the way this game gives you crystals for like, you know, gacha in general, right? They'll give you just about exactly enough, provided you're super unlucky, right? To be able to get the limited cards of every single character, not every single character. Pick one of your characters, pick one favorite character. They'll give you just enough, provided you play regularly. If you play regularly, you have one favorite character, they'll give you enough free crystals to be able to get every single limited versions of their cards. And you never roll on permanent banners because they're not very worth. Does that make sense? This includes birthdays and includes collabs and includes all the hard limbs and all the fest cards. Basically anything that's not permanent. The game gives you, provided you have one favorite character that you're aiming for, provided that you play regularly, the game gives you enough crystals to have every single limited card of your favorite character. Like the N-Stars collaboration, yeah. If you have one favorite character out of those, you know, if you play regularly, you should be able to get all your limited cards. If you have more than one favorite character, I can't help you. It's either you have one favorite character, get all the limited cards, or you have to spend money, basically. It's how the economy is set up in the game. But you pull for the kitty one and the whole set for 110k crystals after 3 months of playing. You spent 110k crystals. You got the whole set. Yeah, but like, what did you spend the 110k crystals for? The whole set, right? Like I said earlier, the game doesn't give you enough free crystals to get a bunch multiple characters for like a bunch of limited. The game only gives you enough for you to have all the limited cards of one character. Or, you know, some mix of limited cards for multiple characters, like half the limited cards for multiple, like 2 characters, let's say, right? So if you're trying to get like all the Hello Kitty cards, you're not gonna get it unless you spend money in the game. The game just doesn't give you enough free crystals, unless you're like super lucky or whatever. But, you know, mathematical averages and stuff like that, realistically speaking, for, you know, everyday people playing regularly, the game does not give you enough free crystals. The best way to play the game, especially for free to play, pick one character and just get all the limited cards for that character. That's it. You cannot afford more. Like, if you get a ton of luck over the course of like a year or 2 or 3, right? Maybe you'll have some extra crystals left over, and then you'll be able to have extra crystals to spend on some other luxuries or whatever. But yeah, if you're trying to min-max, free to play, one character, all their limited cards, that's it. No more. Unless you're super lucky, obviously. And if you're asking whether or not it's like, is it worth to pull all the Hello Kitty cards? As free to play? No, I don't think so. Because then you're missing out on the other limited cards and fest cards and stuff like that for your favorite character. You can get more unlucky and spending more than 110k. Yeah. If you only spent 110k and got all, what is it, 5 or 6? I forget how many Hello Kitty ones were there. It was like at least 4, right? If you got all the Hello Kitty characters with 110k, that's actually really lucky. Because that's like under 400 rolls, yeah? That's what, 270? No, 370 rolls? Like 6, yeah, if you got all 6 for 110k, that's actually really lucky. But at the same time, you spent like 50,000 crystals more than what you would have if you had only aimed for one character. So that's 50,000 crystals that you don't have the next time your favorite character gets a limited banner. So yeah, it's up to you on whether or not you want to prioritize, you know, getting all the limited cards for your favorite character, or, you know, spending money, or, you know, just feels bad when you lose the RNG. Damn, that was, I spent what, 20 right now? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I've did the math multiple times a while ago. The game, one character, all their limited cards, all their birthday cards, all the fests, all the collabs, all the hard limbs. One character though. Oh, wrong menu. Alright, here you can see me level up all this stuff. See, so the general trend when you level up gates, every level, they'll take away 2% from the 2, right? And then put 1% into 4 people showing up and 1% into 5 people showing up. So far up until like level 20 or something, I don't know if it changes later on, up until level 20 something, this has always been the case. It just keeps going like this. So level that up. Hey, okay, and then this is for level 3 and 4. Okay, and then this is for the virtual singers. So they're all for gate level ups. They'll always ask for all 4 of the human characters, and then X number of virtual singer characters, like 2 levels later, and then it'll just, you know, materials, Memoria human characters, materials, Memoria of virtual singers, materials, Memoria of human characters. Basically, it'll just keep alternating like that. You were confident in getting the full set next time. You're saving the VBS limited world link, but I only have 130k. Yeah, if you're trying to aim for more than one character, like full sets of stuff like that, there's no way. It's like mathematically, unless you're like one of the handful of people that get super lucky, right? It's unreasonable to think you can get like the full set of anything without spending money. The game is not designed for that. The game is specifically designed to what I explained earlier: one character, all their limited cards. They definitely math that portion out because it's just enough for you to be able to get those as a free-to-play player. Okay, these are all affordable. And then this is where I'm probably gonna stop for now, at least. Because this is what? Minus this. So this has 7 characters, and it says 666, right? 18, 25. So I need 75 Memoria to, like, you know, level up these all, like another 4 levels. Yeah, no problem. Thank you for watching. As soon as I finish leveling up this, what do you call it? Yeah, I guess you guys can just see the percentages while I'm upgrading him. There you go. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, now even then it's like a 22% chance here for them to show up as a 4 or 5, which is still pretty, it feels like it's pretty low. So many Miku Memoria that you need, it's crazy. Yeah, there you go. Everything is level 6. Right, 0.6%, and then this is 19. I'm still waiting for this thing. Seems to be a 25% spawn rate, which I haven't gotten in many days in a row. Okay. And then I am gonna go back to see how the trees already grew. I'm gonna go back to, you know, farming for this stuff in a bit. Okay. This stream definitely went on way longer than I had anticipated. But yeah. Let me see if I can do a quick recap on everything. So, okay. So this is how much, as you can see from the top. This is how much materials that you get, 30 days, plus the cost of all the furnitures that I've already crafted, minus the basic axe and pickaxe. Okay. And then this is the amount of Memoria that I got in the first 30 days with the invite system, which I kind of suboptimally used for like the first 10 days or so, right? And then you get 41 Memoria, Rainbow Memoria from, what do you call it? The first time missions. These are the 30-day missions, stuff that you need to craft for the missions. And the ones down here are like, you know, like Leonid furniture, more jump furniture, stuff like that. The ones with these tags on it. The ones to note are, it makes you craft a house on like day 24 or something like that. So make sure you have materials and a house to craft. Don't craft all the houses as soon as you get them. Makes you craft, what is it, 6 canvases. So that's 6 Memoria that you absolutely need in order to progress through the mission. Similar thing with the plushies, unless you have a generic plushie that you can craft, and to just get over this, then that'd be, you know, very convenient. So plushies is like a maybe. Hopefully you sketch the generic plushie, or like you RNG'd into a generic plushie blueprint, right? Yeah, these are the Leonid level 40 rank gates, like the total number of materials you need. More jump. It's the same amount, different virtual singer. Wonder Show, same amount, different virtual singer. Nigo, the least amount of Memoria because there's only Miku, but a higher amount of like rocks and some nails and stuff like that, negligible in the end game. Vivid Bat Squad, you need the most amount of Memoria because they have 7 characters. Okay. And then you need 170 outside stamina in order to fully clear all zones for gathering. And you can use your natural regen stamina here. You can use cans and stuff here. Make sure you zero out on your natural stamina, because if this is not 0, it'll just fill up to 100%. It won't bleed over. So anything you haven't spent here will just get wasted when it resets at 5 AM Japan time. You get 48 natural regen stamina and 10 from ads. So that leaves you with, 110 large cans, or 110 stamina, not 111 large cans per day if you want to fully clear everything. Yeah, make sure you zero this out, because barrels and shiny rocks, or not shiny rocks, shiny grass junk piles cost half a stamina. Toolboxes cost 0.2 stamina. Trees and rock veins cost 1 whole stamina, right? So make sure you do the math correctly to zero this out, otherwise you end up with like 0.1 stamina, which kind of sucks. If you want to be able to quote-unquote cheat when it asks you to craft anything, crafting these rocks are the easiest things to craft for the craft anything mission. Any new items that you craft that you haven't crafted before will give you 1000 MySekai rank experience. That's the primary way to get experience. Anytime you get seeds, make sure you plant them. 24 hours later, they'll grow into these trees right here, right? And then when you recycle them, you'll get double the amount for their respective, tree woods or petals. And then you've already seen, that. Blueprint scraps, if you full clear everything every day, you'll get around 13 blueprints every day by exchanging them like this. Leftover blueprint, be sure you're not exchanging this right here. And then make sure you're always doing the scraps, because you want to save the duplicate blueprints to be able to get scrap paper. If you're the type to take a lot of pictures of your My Sekai settings and characters and stuff like that, you're gonna need flower petals. Is the main thing to use flower petals for. If you don't care about this, you don't really need flower petals. You can probably cut down on picking up flower petals for your gathering. The rest of the stuff, other than these blueprints, the value for these is not so great. So unless you know exactly what you're doing, you should know what you're doing. If you have like, if you're swimming, if you're a veteran player and you're swimming in some of these materials, you'll know. Canvas performance bonuses are one time only. These are one-time bonuses for per card, okay? And then the art doesn't matter. Like if you could train the, if you do the untrained art, it'll buff the trained art. Vice versa, it doesn't matter. It's per card, one-time bonus. The cost of to craft them doesn't change. If you want to craft 10 of these, you can, but they all cost 1 Memoria each. Plushies, also one-time bonus for, you know, crafting. Let's see, crafting a plush. But if it's a different style of plush of the same character, they'll stack. Like this one and this one, they'll give you stacking bonuses. So this style will give you 0.1 to Kanade, and this will give you 0.1 to Kanade. But crafting the exact same style doesn't give you stacked bonuses. Like one style for one character will give you the first time bonus, and that's it. Okay. And then gate change, level up. Make sure when you're well, if you're gonna change your gate, whenever you change your gate, there's a 24-hour cooldown. Make sure you wait until the afternoon, 5 p.m. Japan reset. Talk to everybody, get all the Memoria for the day, and then change the gate afterwards for tomorrow. Because once you change the gate, doesn't matter when you do it, once you change the gate, you cannot gain any Memoria for the rest of the day until the next 5 a.m. Japan time reset. So it doesn't matter. So like you want to get all your Memoria for the day after the second reset, 5 p.m. Japan time, and then change the gate, and then it goes on a 24-hour cooldown. The rare drops for the gate upgrades are, in particular, these 4 things, right? This what do you call it? Brand new tone thingy is only from area 4. It seems to be about a 25% chance to spawn. You get 2 chances a day, you know, 2 resets a day. This can be exchanged for some of these, but generally it at the moment doesn't seem like it. And then diamonds come from, you can get it from barrels randomly, because barrels are just wild cards. You can have anything in them. It costs half a stamina to open them. And this can also come randomly, very low percent chance, maybe like less than 1% chance from any rock vein spawn. So ideally you have enough stamina to farm all the rock veins all the time, every day, twice a day. And then same thing with these, you could have a very small chance to pull it out from any flowers or grass that you have in the ground. But these in particular, I believe, are for rainy days. They'll have, if you see shiny piles glowing in the first 3 zones, chances are, or I'm pretty sure that means one of the weather conditions fit, and you wanna open those to get a rare material. But like, as far as if you want to only focus on leveling up gate, these are the only 4 rare materials that you need. So this is a rainy day, right? And you have a very small chance to pick it up from any flowers and stuff from the zones. And then this is the sunset, rainbow wood, whatever you want to call it. This also has a very small chance to be spawned by any tree, but trees are like very plentiful. You probably don't need to focus on it too much. If it's a sunset weather condition, you'll have like a giant tree that'll spawn, that I have a copy of right here. This thing, but it'll be like glowing, you know, like in a white aura or whatever. Okay. So those are the things. And then the quartz are obviously from, you know, the rock veins with the purple stuff sticking out of it. Those are the ones. So if you're short on that, and you need to aim for specifically the purple, you know, the quartz, what are these called? Yeah, sparkly quartz. You want to look for the rock veins with the purple stuff sticking out of it. Okay. There are some 4-person furnitures interactions that they hard-coded into the game. If you hold on, where is it? Yeah. it'll look like this, but this is for 2 people. For 4 people, I think possibly the only furniture in the game that right now is like the family restaurant booth table for Nigo Night Court. If you craft that and then place it on the ground or outside or wherever, right? The very next gate reset, the 4 characters that go for that furniture will spawn guaranteed, so that you can, you know, see the interaction for them. But it'll only do it the first time. So once you get the interaction out, they won't visit anymore. But that's the one cool guarantee. Future character rank missions, they're gonna add in, you know, character rank points, levels, or whatever, like outside in the rhythm game. They're gonna add it for crafting X number of plushies for characters. So like craft like, I don't know, 10 Miku plushies or whatever, or maybe 10 different Miku plushies. We're not sure, but they're just coming in a future update. So that's one of the missions. The other mission is canvases. Craft X number of canvases, like all these. What do I have? Like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 canvases of Miku right now. That'll be another thing. X canvases for Y character, so you know, 10 canvases for Miku or whatever. And then another final thing of the 3 that they said they're gonna add is interactions for characters. So you craft the furniture, place it, and then if your character let's say Ichika interacts with this TV set, that'll count points towards the mission. And then, you know, it'll do that. And then another thing right here. Let's see. These goods and collectibles that came out a long time ago for previous virtual live concerts and stuff like that is gonna be re-released because, you know, people would arguably be salty that, like, if they had known the My Sekai is gonna come out, you could display this in 3D. They would have rolled for this, so they're gonna re-release these. We're not sure exactly how, but they said they're gonna re-release it. Let's see. Furniture tips and tricks. Make sure you don't overlap these dotted lines. Make sure it doesn't overlap. If it does this, there's a chance, if not guaranteed, that characters can't interact with it because they need to be in these striped lines in order to interact with the furniture that you're putting down, right? So if you see the yellow line, that means it's interfering with something, so don't do that. And then another thing, people are not sure how to move fences. Like, you can't interact with it, right? You can't interact with it. There's this button down here. So the one on the left is for placement when you place it down, right? This one is select. See, now you can move it around. So you need to toggle this in order to select it. Okay. And then let's see, crystal shops. This seems to be pretty whatever. The invite system is kind of wonky. You can only get, realistically, invite once every 3 days. Basically, wait until the second half afternoon reset, send out an invite, wait until the next morning, get the same character again, and then cancel the invite. Do nothing for the next 2 days because it's on cooldown for 3 days, right? And then repeat that. That's the most optimal way, because if you leave the invite on, this character that you invited will eat up one of the slots on the morning reset and the afternoon reset on both days. So on the afternoon reset, you'll just like lose one slot because you already collected their Memoria for the morning, right? And then for the PC stuff right here, if you have this pass, the daily reset, I would wait until you get the blueprint scraps, right? This stuff. Wait until the morning reset, or at least after the morning reset, get into the afternoon reset. When you're doing the gathering for that, make sure the stuff that you collected for the blueprint might, be this, so you don't have to spend 100 crystals. Same thing with the weekly. It resets every Monday on Japan time, so you want to wait until about Saturday or Sunday, I mean, to see if you pull it naturally, and if you don't, then you can spend it here. Okay. And then the mission pass right here. Last month it was 26, one of every character, but the large only. This time it's the best characters for just the leaders, so 6 of them. And then the thing with these, they stack, like I said earlier, different styles, right? And one thing to note, that these plushies that are offered in the monthly mission pass are paid only, meaning free-to-play players cannot use the sketch paper to copy them. So it's just paid only content. It's pay to win, paywall, however you want to call it. I don't like it, but it is what it is. So this month, if you like, let's say get the Miku one, you craft a large, medium, and small, you get a 1% permanent bonus to Miku, and you only get it for paid. And the Memoria over here is the universal one. One of the strategies is for when you're upgrading your gate, instead of trying to switch to Leonid, let's say, for the lower level, you only get like, what, 22% right now. You can use the rainbow ones to raise these a little bit higher, a couple levels higher, so that when you do switch over to it to, you know, make that your new main, you have a higher chance to get higher numbers instead of switching it immediately at like level 2 and then get, I don't know, like 12% or something stupid small, right? Okay, and then sketch paper, you only get 2 sketch papers. They're very rare. You need 50 duplicate blueprints to craft into 1 sketch paper, so use them very sparingly. We already went over how much stamina you need. I believe that's it. And then potentially based on in-game wording, it's possible that you could buy sketch paper right off the bat, or like outright. Who knows? It's kind of vague based on the thing. Hopefully they mean that you can just like buy it here. Who knows? We'll have a thing. Or if they just meant that, like, yeah, you know, you buy this. We're not sure. Okay. Alright. I believe that summarizes basically everything that I wanted to say. Just some quick little summary at the very end. And then, one last thing. This is kind of backwards. I should have mentioned this at the first. If you want to use the rainbow exchange, it's here. Let me use the cursor so you guys know. Main menu, exchange, go over here. Memoria, and this is where you exchange it, the rainbow into 1 for any character you want. And then make sure, probably should have said this first, make sure your event team is as strong as you can get. This recommended button is finally useful. Put that, and then it'll put, because skills don't matter, so you want your healers, which generally have higher strength, put that highest event point thingy. And then this individual right here made a nice little graph for us that gives you a rough idea on how much points that you have. And then it's like a tiered system, kind of like how you tier in event rankings, right? If you get roughly this range and this range of power and this range of event bonuses, you'll get this many points for 1 stamina spent in My Sekai, right? Which even then is roughly about half the amount of event points that you get from just playing the rhythm game, if you're talking about like stamina to reward ratio. But obviously My Sekai is like a lot faster, so time is a factor if you're tiering. But you just need so much stamina to clear out if you plan to clear out everything in My Sekai, you basically don't even need to play the rhythm game anymore, which is, you know, whether or not you like that is a different conversation, I suppose. But this is a very nice chart. If you want to look it up, this is the person's Twitter, and you can check that out. I believe that's it. Yeah, and then sorry, yeah, I wanted to summarize everything all in one go real quick, so yeah, I'll answer your chat question right now. Sorry for the delay. Yeah, people are probably never gonna see your profile anymore because of the My Sekai. Yeah, there is a button on the top when you visit somebody's Sekai, so you can see their profile. But if they have their profile set as public, I suppose. But you'll see. Done. When you visit somebody's Sekai, I don't want to go visit somebody's Sekai right now because, you know, you got DMCA, like audio track, the music. You'll get a little profile icon here, and you can see their profile while they're there. I try to look at it sometimes, but sometimes it's not there. Most realistic way to get a lot of cards for free to play would be to only pulling on Color Fest cards. Realistically, if you just want, like, if you don't have a favorite character, you just want cards, right? Just in general, then yes, you would only ever pull on the double raid banners, period. But reasonably speaking, somebody is gonna have like 1 or 2 favorite characters, ideally just one, and then you just ideal way to play this game as a free to play, have one character that's your favorite and only ever pull on that character's limited banners. Limited, fest, collab, birthday. That's it. That's realistically all the game ever gives you for free to play crystals. That's all they give you. So that's the ideal scenario. If you don't have a favorite character, whatever, you just want cards, then yeah, you would only you would only pull on the Color Fest banners, and then like, I don't know, 200 rolls or something like that, and spark for a card on the double rates. One final question. Regardless in this mode, you can still obtain gems or charms using energy drinks on My Sekai? No. That's another thing. That's why it's kind of wonky, because like I said, if you play My Sekai, you don't need to do rhythm game anymore, right? So it's just kind of, new players kind of get screwed, because once you start doing My Sekai, spending all your stamina on it, you don't do the rhythm game anymore, which also means all the rewards that you get from playing the rhythm game, you just don't get anymore. Like all the drops, basically. Charms, gems, the miracle gems, seeds, gold coins, you just stop getting them. You stop generating them. That's why if there's like number one tip for the English players that are going to get this feature next time, save a ton of stamina, right? And save a ton of coins. Those are the most important things, because if you've been playing the game long enough for 1 to 2 years, you should have a ton of gems and charms saved up already, so it should be like a non-issue, right? But as far as coins, you're always going to need coins, because anything that you exchange inside My Sekai in the transformation machine, right, it's going to use up coins. Like, this is like the most common thing that you're going to exchange like every day, pretty much, for the foreseeable future. And look, this if you exchange 10 of them, which is reasonable to, even if you're free to play, reasonable to exchange like on the daily, it's going to be 100k gold. Beginner players would have to play the rhythm game, yes. They would, like if you're a super beginner, you would basically only use the, what do you call it? The free, this is a completely separate stamina bar, right? This free stamina that you get in My Sekai, you get 10 a day, right? You would just use that. And then try to go for the rare materials ahead of time, you know? You would play to a point where you unlock all the 4 zones, because not all 4 zones are unlocked immediately, right? I think you get this one at like rank 8 or something, or not rank 8, rank 6 maybe, or something like that. So ideally you kind of fast track to, you know, unlock this as reasonably fast as possible. I think it takes like a week or something like that, right? If you craft a bunch of stuff. Once you unlock all 4, as free-to-play / newer player, you would just spend, you know, just the free stamina that you get, because it's completely separate free stamina that you get on top of the rhythm game, right? Like, using this up doesn't affect your rhythm gameplay whatsoever. So use the free stamina, make sure you zero it out, like with the tips I gave you earlier, because, you know, barrels and shiny piles use 0.5, toolboxes use 0.2, and then trees and rock veins use 1, right? So make sure you alleviate that, and try not to leave the 0.1 sliver, which is kind of irritating. Yeah, if you're a super beginner, you're gonna need charms and gems at the early game. So yeah, you're gonna need to play the rhythm game regardless. Yep. Okay. Whoop. So that's why I'm like, you know, for veterans, for like myself, we've been playing for years. Rhythm game, I still haven't technically finished the area items for seeds, right? So, but like, I technically have enough, what is it, this thing, the kakera, to buy all the seeds off the exchange shop, like the whale shop, right? And then finish my outside area items permanently. And then I really don't need rewards from the rhythm game for the most part anymore, other than like maybe coins. All right. But as newer players, players are still trying to upgrade like the area items. It's really rough. Also, like me, I like rhythm games, so I want to play rhythm games. But like, now all my stamina goes into this, and once I finish gathering everything in here, my rank in the event tiering is just like so high. I'm just like highly disincentivized to like use stamina for more regular rhythm game playing. Like, why bother if I'm already past like 5k ranking inside, you know, inside the event? It's like the motive isn't there, because my goal basically since the release of the game is get past rank 50k, because the gap between 50k and the next one up is like 5k, because you get 500 crystals for beating rank 50k, right? And then to get any more crystals past that, you get some, increases in like coins and skill points or whatever, right? Skill books. But that's like kind of negligible. The next time you get a jump in crystal reward is 5k. So it's just like, I've always aimed for 50k, but now when I do my Sekai, full clear everything every day, which is, to be fair, not sustainable, but I get like 5k event ranking, and I just have, it's not worth spending even more stamina that I'm already short on to play the rhythm game. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like the balancing, that's one of the things I said earlier, the balancing for my Sekai is just all out of whack. All the materials and stuff, the spawn rates and all that, it's just too much RNG. It's just, balancing is just very bad. The way they do Memoria, how they spawn and stuff like that is just, yeah, I think it's awful. But the interactions, the models, look at this. This is like so cute. It's done so well. Some of the little animations that they do, all the little 3D models and everything is just very well done visually speaking. It's just the game balancing aspect that really have much to be desired. I feel like they didn't do as much of a job as they could have, like such as what do you call it, some of the virtual singers, they don't have a gate, and then some of the virtual singers just don't exist. Like Nigo Len doesn't exist in this world right now, and then upgrading it, like I can't, if I like all the Mikus, I can only see one Miku unless I change the gate. It's awful. Okay. Do I enjoy this mode or prefer the rhythm game? How was it before? I don't enjoy playing Animal Crossing type of games where the point of the game is like, there is no real point. You just kind of like just hang out, do nothing, just craft, farm some stuff and craft these, like, as you can see from my decor, the way I have everything laid out, it's very like utilitarian. I have everything just kind of laid out so everything is accessible by all the characters to interact with. If somebody comes over, they can get close to the thing. There's enough space in between everything like that, right? As far as decor, I don't really care about that point of the game. So the only reason I'm playing My Sekai right now is to get the rewards that matter. Like this gives, permanent bonus to characters and stuff like that, right? That's the main reason I'm playing My Sekai. And like same with the canvases like this, right? I make the Miku, I guess I didn't come here. This stuff like that on the wall. I'm only doing it to increase my power in the rhythm game. Because the rhythm, I like rhythm games. And I played this game and started this game because I like the rhythm game. So I personally don't really like this mode and the way like if it was completely separate where I can just like ignore it. It's like, hey, this cool mode exists. I don't really care. Other people enjoy it. I'm gonna, maybe go in for funsies every now and then. Like kind of like the profile system, right? It's like it doesn't really do anything. It's to show off. It doesn't have any effect on the gameplay, right? I thought that was really cool. But this, it actually requires you to do things. It requires you to spend stamina. It requires you to upgrade things. Some of the stuff is actually paywalled. I am not a fan. That's the thing. Like another example is the rank system, or not the rankings. What is it called? Rank matches. See, this is another thing where I think it's really cool that it's in the game, that they added it. People use it. People enjoy it, right? Personally, I don't really care. So what I do is just do the bare minimum, right? This is my record. Like every season, I'll play three games to qualify, to get the ranking, to get the preliminary ranking, and then play one match to get actual placement. So I play 4 songs total, and then that's it. I just won't touch it anymore. But like, I think it's really cool that it exists, but it doesn't really affect me because that's all its minimums required to get the reward, and that's it, right? So I wish My Sekai was something similar to that, but it's like way too integrated right now. So that's my opinion on My Sekai. I think it's way too involved, way too much. It asks way too much from the player, I want to say, if you want to, squeeze the performance out of it. And especially with how little the rewards are, like how the Memoria system works, you get 1 a day and stuff like that. you have to constantly log in like twice a day. You have to like upkeep, you know, like who did I talk to, and like you have to look at the materials, like, oh, what do I need to farm? Which characters do I need to, you know, do this? Which gate do I need to do? It's like way too much micromanagement for like I want to say a casual player that only wants to focus on the rhythm game. Because I'm pretty sure I have a friend that like played this game, right? I don't think he's touched like this feature in the game like whatsoever, because it's not worth it if you just want to play the rhythm game, right? But yeah, I personally wish it was just disconnected more. This was I wish it was more just like cosmetics, you know, for funsies, side game type of thing that didn't in what do you call it, involve slash influence the rhythm game portion way too much. But right now it's like it influences way too much. Each character can get like 2% permanent boost. The gate goes up to like 4%. So that's like the game's, this has only been out for like less than a month, right? And there is already the My Sekai just offers characters a 4%, no, a 6% boost, like permanent boost, plus the 1500 from the canvases, right? So that's just like, that is a non-negligible amount of boost. So you like you're kind of forced to play this mode of the game. And then not only that, I know I keep saying this over and over, not only that, it requires so much from you. It's like you can't really do it casually. If you do, you get like left or behind, you know, you're missing out on a lot. So I don't know, that's my opinion. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. It seems like at least one of you in chat got some information out of it. Hopefully it helped you. I made this because it seems like there's like one other content creator that's doing like tips and tricks for, you know, and guides and tutorials and stuff for my Sekai of the game, but she hasn't covered everything quite yet, and like not too much into detail. She got the general stuff. I think she might do more videos, but it's not out yet, so I figured I'll do like one comprehensive video, get over all the tips and tricks that I can think of that some people might not think about, like how much the averages are and all that. Like the biggest thing, I think this matters a lot, like how much you get over a 30-day course matters quite a lot. I don't think other people have covered this yet, so yeah. And then like the stamina thing, how much stamina that you need to full clear, etc., what you're lacking. And then like there's also like I constantly see posts about, oh, which material is like the most rare, which you know, stuff like that, and I just haven't seen anything that's like as comprehensive as this, like an actual tally of like 30 days worth of materials. So that's why I decided to do this stream. So hopefully, if anything, this is probably like the biggest thing. 30 days worth of materials is about how much you get. I would say like, you know, maybe like 15-ish diamond, 15-ish brand new tone, you know, about like 90-ish of these crafting materials, you know, about 30-ish clovers, about 30-ish wood. And those are like the biggest things, right? So you want to focus on brand new tone and diamond a lot. Flower petals only if you want to do Polaroids a lot. Wood, you can probably put it on the lowest tier on like what you need. Rocks, you need quite a bit, especially with the quartz, right? So you want to prioritize quartz rock veins. Another reason you want to prioritize rock veins is because they have like 1% or lower chance to give you a diamond, and you really need diamond for the gate upgrades. And then for this stuff, you need nails a lot, I think. And then depending on if you make a lot of arcade machines or fridges or whatever, depending. These are all from the toolboxes. They're about all equally as important. This whole row right here, I think. And then, yeah, the strongest axe and pickaxe. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Whew. Alright. My throat is starting to hurt. I've been talking for like 3 hours. This is stream way longer than I thought I was gonna do it. So hopefully it's not too long-winded. That's why I wanted to put that little summary at the very end. I'll probably timestamp it at the end so some people can get a TLDR at the end. I think it was like 10 minutes of just me going over everything in rapid succession. Okay. Alright. So I'm gonna get off and finish gathering stuff for my afternoon or nighttime reset. And then I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.